Well, all righty, folks, as we welcome you back once again here to this Gatorback Cycle Park. It is a Sunday evening here as we get the stage set. And, of course, as we know, it's a little bit different than what we had originally planned and hoped for, or expected, I should say. Shouldn't say hoped for, but expected. But due to the big numbers, we obviously getting geared up to go a little bit early. And race orders are all posted. Divisions are all posted over on the posting board. We've got the college boy 16 to 24 division number 1 coming up first here today. As far as divisions go, we will take the we got 23 riders in each class. We'll get the breakdowns from the classes. Normally we go 8 and 8 and so forth and so on, but we'll know more about that coming up here in a few moments. But Division 1, the number 12, Jessica Jeffrey, coming up. It looks like we take this opportunity also to welcome everybody along and on board to RacerTV.com for the 49th annual running of the Thor Mini-O's, presented by Pro Circuit. Live coverage being brought to you by your friends at Dunlop Motorcycle Tires, reminding you to accelerate your souls. And of course, folks, as we said, division number 1 of the college boys 16 to 24-year-old class getting ready to roll first. We'll run down those while we got a little bit of track maintenance going on. And of course, we got the number 12 of Jessica Jeffrey out of Orlando, Florida, on a Dean Diaz Racing Development backed ride. The 15, Drake Bailey out of Shawneetown, Illinois, on a Redline Oil OG Optics backed ride. The number 18 is Furman Cisamara out of Lake Elsinore, California, KTM rider. Number 26, Blaze Cremaldi out of Rochester, New York, on a Motorsport Bell O'Neill backed ride. Blaze Cremaldi, that is. Cole Bradford, the 27 out of Tampa, Florida, on an Answer Extreme Power Sports ride. The 44, Derek Leatherman out of New Oxford, Pennsylvania, on the O'Neill Hoosier Callahan Motocross Training backed ride. The 49, Alicia Goggle out of Asheville, North Carolina, on a MotoX Compound FXR backed Honda. The 94 of Javier Vasquez out of Talca. And, of course, he's backed by Fly Racing on a Husqvarna. We're looking at the 98 of Valentina Galas out of Cairo, Georgia, on an Alpine Stars Scott's and Mom and Dad packed ride. The number 112, Christian Fernandez from Crosby, Texas, on a TYG Creations Next Level Healthcare back KTM. 116, Brent Burrows out of Mechanicsville, Maryland, brought to us by his dad on the Husky. The 134 of Tristan Anthony from Shawnee, Oklahoma, on the Yamaha. The 172, Hannah Hodges out of DeLand, Florida, on the Moto Shop Troy Lee Designs backed Husqvarna. Number 279, Timmy Crosby from Confluence, Pennsylvania, on a Roundhouse Power Sports Fly and Fast Track Graphics back Kawasaki. The 284, Lake Elsinore, California, is on the KTM of Chile, 7MX of Chile, and 24 Power Sport backed ride. Herman Olgian, I believe he is out of Chile himself. Olgian. The number 371 of Andrew Wallace from Palm City, Florida, on a Meyer Family GPF Outlaw Racing Products backed ride. Justin Coquinos, the 444 from Hanover, Massachusetts, on the Factory Connection Hutch Motorsports and the Wick backed ride. We got the 504 of Gerald Matamoros out of Florida on the MTF Answer Pro Taper Dirt Shop backed ride. 746, Trevor Schmidt from Rochester, New York, on a Scranton Craftsman's and Central Roadways back KTM. 755, Kyle Lenul out of Gainesville, Florida, on a Pure Outlaw Factory Connection Fly backed ride. The 821 of Fly Pilati out of Waterville, Maine, on an FXR Motorbikes Plus backed KTM. The 885 of Boston Boots from Far West Utah, on an RMX PBS Fly Racing Kawasaki. And the 944 of Cole Jones from Enon Valley, Pennsylvania, on a Fast House Jones Excavating Kilgore and Simix Motocross Score back machine. There you go, folks. That's the 944 of Cole Jones, and that's 23 riders in that college boy 16 to 24 Division 1 of 2. I believe we've got a 30 or 32 man gate that will be running here for the Supercross mains, if I'm not mistaken, and I may be corrected on that coming up here shortly. But nonetheless, we've got to narrow it down, and we've got to sort out gate positions and picks for the Supercross main events coming up when mains come around. But right now, this is kind of our Supercross qualifiers, as we pointed out, getting things started a little bit quicker than earlier anticipated. in hope that, well, we knew practice would go pretty quickly and pretty smoothly today. And once we saw that, started looking at the big picture, the number of riders, and it's like, well, everybody's here. We might as well get to racing. So that was the call made by Wayne Kern here at Gatorback Cycle Park. As my name's Rodney Tomlin, joined by many of you folks know as well along RacerTV that join us on the GNCC broadcast. Mr. Mikey Wayne's in house with us. Also, Wes Kane here with us, the voice of a lot of top national amateur events, as well as a TV star and so much more that you could put behind the name of Wes Kane. And of course, the voice of Florida motocross. We're talking about Jeff Hines in-house with us as well, as he will be helping give us the call here. Mikey, I tell you what, your first opportunity to be here. Great, beautiful, sunshiny Florida, huh?
Yeah, this beats the heck out of being in Indiana right now. There's even with the rain, I don't mind. My wife told me yesterday she's got the fireplace going, so yeah, I'm glad I'm here.
Well, no doubt. You know, and what's funny is I talked to you this morning. I was getting out of Shell a little late this morning, and I said, hey, man, still about 30 miles out, and you said, oh, the weather is pristine here. Yeah. It's beautiful. You love being in Florida and things of that nature. And I was thinking, at that time, I was sitting in overcast skies. It was cloudy, it was raining and drizzling. And I'm like, boy, I hope that I don't take this here with me to the racetrack. Well, guess what? It followed me.
That sounds like my entire drive here yesterday.
154. I looked at the weather forecast and said an 80% chance at 2 o'clock today, and that's exactly what it was. It started raining right before 2 o'clock, quit just after that. Looking at the skies right now, we could see maybe another rain shower move through. We got some track maintenance going on as they're reconditioning this track, basically, Mikey, to get it race ready to go here as far as these Supercross qualifiers are concerned. Now this, some folks, it's not so important. It's kind of important, yeah, right, because this gets you into the main show and things of that nature. But at this particular point, you just want to be a part of the the top few that get to make their way right straight to the gate and ready for the Supercross mains. And that's where it gets real serious, and that's where we'll start to see the feel of a serious national event like we've talked about earlier today.
Yeah, as 2020 winds down, a lot of folks are, like you were saying earlier, it feels kind of like the last event of the year. Well, really, it's kind of the preview of what we're going to see into 2021. So guys get to go out there and really show what show that they've put in the work this year. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. It's going to be a bit of a marathon as it rolls, but before we know it, man, this thing will be over with, and we'll be heading home before we know it.
Well, I'll tell you what, we were down. We were 3 announcers last year. We've got 4 announcers up in the tower, and we've got a 5th man on hand as we brought from the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross National Championship. Megawatt Matt Watson is in house. He's going to be doing some trackside reports and different reports from around the facility with RacerTV throughout the course of the week. So we've got the full staff. We're ready to go at it. 2020. Hey, man, we are attacking this one head first, and we are going to make this the best one yet as far as the Mini-O's are concerned. Hey, want to say thanks to our friends at, of course, Pro Circuit, Thor Apparel, always advancing, no doubt about that. Want to say thanks to those great folks for being title sponsor of this event, and also Pro Circuit, our presenting sponsor. Again, they come out here. Mitch Payton sends them all out here with a transporter full of pipes and silencers and parts and motor mods and different things like that. He does not like to pay the gas bill back, so they unload all the stuff throughout the course of the week. So get down there while the getting is still good. And of course, live coverage of the racing action from Mini-O's this year being brought to you by Dunlop Motorcycle Tires. Want to say thanks to all those folks for doing that, and to Dunlop Tires. You know, I think I've heard that they've won every Supercross championship since 2011, if I'm not mistaken, something like those statistics. That's unreal, man. I mean, not really to think about the quality and the performance level of what a Dunlop tire is that the fact that everyone is relying on Dunlops to take them to the next level. I think that's what the cool thing is.
Rob Fox, those guys, they got her dialed in.
They do, most definitely. So thanks to those guys for covering the RacerTV coverage. Also welcoming along VP Race and Fuel, Making Power, as they're going to be covering our whole shots this week. RacerX will be providing us the live drone throughout our coverage throughout the week. The Flying Machine Factory of Southern California, FMF Pipes and Silencers, will be bringing us the last lap, which always gets exciting. Stasix will also be providing the results board. Stasix, the little battery-powered, I guess, bicycle. Actually, they're Strider-type bikes, if you will. They're good units to teach your kids to balance and things like that. Well, they've got the electric versions of those in STACYC now. Yamaha and the Blue Crew going to be bringing us the podium this week. And, of course, Dunlop Tires trackside updates with Megawatt Matt Watson all week. So glad to have those folks all on board and part of the RacerTV coverage, as well as all the great sponsors that help make it possible here for 2020 as far as the Thor Mini-O's presented by Pro Circuit are concerned. And we'll take this opportunity to say thanks to a few of those folks, Mikey Waynes, because they are the ones that are certainly help make it all possible. Can't do it without the support of all of our factory OEMs, our good friends at Husqvarna Motorcycles and KTM's, Kawasaki, and that amazing Team Green program they've got going on over there. Yamaha Racing and the Blue Crew. If you're from the GNCC, it's Stu Crew now, but regard the Blue Crew, Honda Racing and the Red Riders, Suzuki out here with us, and of course Cobra Moto here with us as well, all bringing trackside support and bringing contingencies and things that help make it worthwhile for these kids to be out here this week.
I was going to say, Cobra Moto, Sean Smith was up here earlier. He said, I want to do an interview with you. I said, fantastic, let's do it. And he said, well, hang on. Literally all my guys are on the track right now, so give me a little bit. So, Sean Smith, I'm sure you hear me out there. When you get a chance, swing by. I got you, man.
Also want to say thanks to Dunlop Motorcycle Tires for help bringing you the things happening here. Scott USA, Parts Unlimited, supporting the sport at every level and every way. And, of course, our friends at VP Race and Fuel. As far as social media is concerned, we encourage you folks to play along at home as well in the social media game. You can follow along. Just make sure you're following at Unlimited Sports MX on Twitter and Instagram, and also be following on Facebook if you can. And anytime that you're posting and you're thinking about Mini-O's, or if you're posting from the Mini-O's, these are the official hashtags for 2020. It is hashtag Mini-O's and hashtag Gatorback. That will help us all trend in the same direction. Be able to go and check those photos out and all of our posts from throughout the course of the week. And those of you folks that are watching at home, you can play along as well. Take photos and say, this is what I'm doing for my Mini-O's, and maybe take pictures of yourself while you're watching RacerTV's coverage and things of that nature. But man, a full course reconstruction. I wouldn't say but revamping. I mean, they're getting it all freshened up. This thing is going to be basically like it was whenever we went out for our first classes of practice earlier today. So 85's kicked it off earlier this morning, and kicking it off here this afternoon as far as race number 1 will be that college boy class. So we're going to get the details on the breakdowns of these division races. And I'm not sure. There's some of these classes I'm sure it's going to have 3 and 4, maybe 5 or 6 divisions. A lot of them will have 2. That'll be the cut and dry ones. Those are the easy ones. But whenever you get into those 3 and 4 and 5 divisions, that's when it starts to get a little bit, well, we got to really figure this one out type ordeals. But we'll get those numbers for you here in just a few moments. But track, wow, looking like they just built it, actually.
Yeah. And numbers high for this weekend, I believe, about 4,700.
Yeah.
So it just speaks volumes of what we've seen this year in the world of moto. And I know we talked a little bit about it as far as the manufacturers, aftermarket parts, bikes. There was a point where we all kind of questioned what the heck is going to happen this year, and then out of nowhere, I know my buddies that wrench on bikes, they couldn't get parts. They were running out of new bikes. Everybody seemed to throw their leg over a motorcycle this year and go out and do some ripping, and we see that in the numbers here this week, or this week.
Now, we've traditionally seen the numbers climb over the last few years, but I can remember a time when we were looking at 15 or 1,600, 1,700 entries was a big turnout for the Mini-O's. And now we're looking at numbers like what we're looking at right now.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it is crazy.
It's good.
Acres and acres and acres of property being used for folks in their motorhomes and families to set up stakes for a week and a half, some nearly 2 weeks in some cases, getting here a little bit early to prepare themselves, to acclimate themselves to the Florida sunshine and the great things that take place here at the Gatorback Cycle Park. Again, Rodney Tomlin, Wes Kane, Jeff Hines, Mikey Waynes, Megawatt Matt Watson going to be joining us here this week. And Of course, Nate Ingram from Moto Faith Ministries are here with us right now. And let me get you a mic here, Nate. Yeah, you getting ready to sing? You're going to sing too, huh?
Absolutely not.
Hey, just want to let folks know Nate Ingram here with us. He's going to be giving the invocation coming up here in just a few moments. But I also just want to invite folks out for chapel services. Going to be having church services tonight and on Wednesday night. A couple of things that you're here with Moto Faith Ministries this week.
That's correct. You know, we're here for the church service. We have it Sunday night, obviously at 5:30 over in the Thor tent. We also have a service Wednesday night right back there in the Thor tent. And we'll have the times posted on that when they're out there. I just don't know what they are, and I'll get in trouble with the boss if I give you the wrong
well,
time.
Well, I tell you what, I've got this piece of paper right here that's supposed to tell us what we expect the times to be. Church service, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. I'd have to write a note for myself. You know, I told Kim earlier, I was like, you know, it's at 6:30 on Wednesday. She goes, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it's 6:30. I have it on the sign. She goes, no, it's not. So if you know my bride, you've seen her around, you know when she gets emphatic like that, that usually I'm in trouble.
Well,
but no, we're coming up Wednesday night as well. We'll have it there at 6 p.m. once again in the Thor tent. We are here all week, Rodney. We're over there on Vendor Row. I'm usually up here in the tower with you guys, so watching the frivolity between you guys and enjoying the show. And actually, you know, doing a little safety prep. You know, watching the track and helping out the guys, being a spotter up here in the tower.
No doubt, and good to have you up here. Jeff Hines, another member of the broadcast team, making his way up into the tower now. I guess he's wanting the radio instead of the microphone. But what was that? Let me see that. What was that? 5,030. Was that? Is 2,302 entries in Supercross, 2729 for motocross so far. That's a total of 5,031 entries so far for this 2020 season. Like I said, 1,600 or 1,700 was a big number a handful of years ago. 2,300 riders in our Supercross event here this weekend. That, my friends, is phenomenal. We've got, well, here's how our divisions are going to break down here. If we've got 2 heats, basically it's going to break down 2 heats. We'll take the top 18 from each one of those. That'll give us 36. We'll have 1 consi. We're the top 2. So 18 and 18, is that 36? 36. So, and then the top 2 from 1 consi, 2 and 36 makes 38. So that's a 38-man gate for the Supercross.
I think that's 40, Rodney. We take 18 and 18, and then 2 from each consi. That'll give us 40.
But when you have 1 consi.
Oh, you're right. My bad. Rodney, I got my shoes on. I can't get past 9. So.
Right. No. And that's what had me confused, too. I didn't know we were running a 38-man gate, but that's what they're all saying. Top 2 to the main, 1 consi. See, 3, 36. Now, this one right here, we go 3. Might have to refigure this because you go 3 times 12, that's 36, and 2 consis with 2 each, that does make 40 right there.
Well, see, that one there, they actually have 3 different divisions of heats. That's in the 250C class. They'll have 3 divisions. They'll take 12 out of each one. Then they have 2 consis. They're going to take, they're saying 2 out of each one.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, I'm going to check and make sure that isn't maybe something different than that.
Well, the point of it is you just want to make sure that you make the main straight out of the heat.
No doubt about that. Mikey Waynes, I tell you, looks like we got some pretty good things going on. Track is looking great right now, and we're almost ready to go racing.
Getting down to the nitty-gritty, Rodney Tomlin. He's running. He's running scared. He said, don't. They got him lined up down there ready to rip and roll, unless that's old footage. They might be. You might be right. I don't know where they came from. That's a good question. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so finishing up that track prep, and then we'll get the ball rolling on everything.
All right, so it's it's not four. It's going to be 38 gates. I just specified that. So it'll be probably one from each consi that we were looking at that they said two. So we'll repost that. We'll talk about that in just a couple moments. Just needed to clarify that for myself. Thank you, Mikey Waynes, for stepping in there. By the way, I caught your Bottleneck Live podcast the other night.
The one that was a circus, to say the least. Yeah, that's the politically correct way to say it.
No, you look like you're having fun.
We wanted real bad to get those gas machines in the background, and my wife said the Wi-Fi in that spot of the shop is terrible, and you know it. And I said, no, that's because of the old Surface we use. The new MacBook it'll handle it. We go live for the show, and like complete pandemonium. Wi-Fi did not cooperate. We were boggy, so we just kept it rolling and moved our whole show down to the other side of the shop. It worked out.
It was pretty fun. Those guys are a lot of fun to watch. If you're into off-road racing or just like to watch two guys drink and talk about racing, that's where you want to tune in. They talk about a little bit of everything. So, but nonetheless, we are just mere moments away from getting things ready to go. We look out onto the racetrack right now, guys. It appears that the equipment is starting to wane in its working, so that means that it is almost done. We're almost complete, and we're about ready to kick this day off as far as the racing end of things are concerned. Again, welcoming folks out along the World Wide Web on RacerTV.com as we bring you live racing action from the 49th annual running of the Thor Mini O's. And again, it's all presented. My goodness. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I just created this major group on Facebook in my pocket. You know how you butt text people? I just made an amazing list of a group. If you get a group chat for me with a picture of me in my tux, partially tuxedoed up, I apologize.
Partially now I'm scared. I'm scared now.
I didn't have. There was a few items in my tuxedo that were missing. I did have the bottom half on, so you don't have to worry about that. So I did a banquet last weekend at the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and it dawned on me they wanted me to wear a tux, and it dawned on me on Tuesday that I had yet to go get a tuxedo. Called the local tuxedo shop. They're closed. You got to get an appointment. I don't even know if that lady was around to meet me on this thing. And I'm like, there's no way she's going to give me a tux by Friday. So I got online and I ordered a tux. I got the pants and the vest and the jacket on Thursday. On Friday, I got the shirt and tie. And I rolled out on Saturday, and everything was just perfect, man. The only thing was, I do suggest that you actually take a measurement before you guess it. Don't guess at sizes on tuxedos. Mine was just a little bit on the snug side. I felt like I was getting a constant bear hug all night long throughout the banquet. But by the end of the night, I got used to it. But when I released those buttons at the end of the night,
that's all of my clothes now, Rodney.
Well, you are the big boy. You are officially known as Big Boy now.
Normally it's Frisch's Big Boy, but I had to cut my mullet off, so that's gone by the wayside. I just need a bingo. There you go.
So I'm glad I'm not the only one that sees the Frisch's Big Boy in Mikey Waynes. Dale Crump, you need Dale Crump. Dale Crump, you need to come up here to the tower too, if you will. We will have a Crump off. Who looks more like Dale Crump, Mikey Waynes or Dale Crump? He looks more like Dale than Dale does. He looks more like Dale than Dale looks like Dale. All right, big things going on here at Gatorback Cycle Park. All righty, folks. All right, so we got 2 minutes word, I think, coming in off the radio right now. So we're about 2 minutes out, I think, from having track maintenance complete and racing action being ready to go. It looks like we've got riders poised on the starting line over here. So waiting for track maintenance to conclude, and we will have Mr. Nate Ingram ask a blessing on the day of racing as well Pay honor to this great country with the playing of our national anthem coming up here in just a few moments. Mr. Mike Duke close in from Rock River Yamaha up here. Yamaha Racing in the house. He's one of the great Yamaha supporters that are out with us this week that are giving you trackside support. If you are a Blue Crew rider, reminding you, if you are a Blue Crew rider, if you are a KTM rider, a Husqvarna rider, if you are a Suzuki rider, a Kawasaki rider, or a Cobra rider, you have support here at the racetrack. Trackside support, they're here to help out. They got parts, accessories, and things like that for emergency services and things. So make sure you stop in and at least have a pretty good idea of where those guys are in case you need them. Maybe introduce yourself and let them know that, hey, I'm so-and-so, I ride this bike, and might have to come see you a little later this week. And you got everything kind of smoothed out before you even head over there. It's a great opportunity. Just so thankful to have this kind of support out here this year. It's unbelievable.
Well, Rodney, you know, the great thing about this amateur support that's out here is even if your manufacturer doesn't have the part that you need for your bike, all the rest of the manufacturers are willing to pitch in to help. Years ago, I was here with a KTM that needed a part. KTM didn't actually have it in the trailer. I went over to Doug Duchette at Team Green. He goes, well, what do you need? I said, well, I need an O-ring for my fuel line fitting. He put it all together, and I tell you what, man, that bike still has that Yamaha O-ring, that Kawasaki O-ring in that KTM. So don't be afraid. If you need a part, talk to these guys. They'll be more than happy to help you out or tell you where to go to get that part.
Alrighty, sounds good. And Wes Kane, I was getting ready to do that, but you commandeered him before I had a chance to, man. I was getting ready to come over and talk to him, and then you're like, hey, man, how you doing, Mike? So I was letting you do your thing there. But as we were talking there a few moments ago, Mike, glad to have you guys out here. Rock River Yamaha. I see Ultimus out there. I see Rusty Reynolds is out here. We're trying. I mean, Blue Crew is out in full support here this week, man.
Yeah, well, when we heard what was happening, we needed to send the forces down. I know what are we going to do with this many bikes? Holy cow.
Unbelievable, man. And just the growth of things just this year. I know you probably saw it as a shop yourself. I mean, you know, most people were thinking, oh gosh, you know, the whole industry is going to die. But man, this year has been just the opposite of what everybody expected it to be.
Yeah, and I almost feel bad, to be honest. I mean, I know there's a lot of people suffering. There's a lot of industries that just aren't doing well, and we really did well. I mean, it's I don't even know how to say it. It's fortunate for the industry. It's fortunate for the people that are here. The racing industry is strong. The sales side, I mean, you can't buy anything anywhere. There's no bikes to buy. So it's good. I'm happy.
No doubt, and like you said, you know, you hope that trend continues in the years to come, and that it isn't just a big shot in the dark. But whenever you see this kind of explosion in the sport, and you see these kind of numbers like we're seeing here this week, I mean, this is almost like you think, are we on the verge of maybe another growth session in this great sport of ours?
Well, I think it just took time to reset, right? And when we all got really comfy with social, you know, all of our social media stuff, we got comfortable with going out to eat, we got comfortable with all those things. People got in their rut and they didn't change. And COVID really forced people outside their comfort zone. So though the social thing is probably stronger than ever, at least in my business, the exact opposite happened. When we were seeing people buying big street bikes and UTVs and things like that, it went the other direction. The TTR 50, the TTR 110, the TTR 125, all these small bikes, and people coming in, hey, you know, we want to go out as a family, and my wife wants to ride. Can we get her a TW 200? That exploded. And so now we saw, you know, kids gear, youth gear, a lot of trainers that are training kids for first time with motocross schools. Things like that are really starting to blossom again. And now we're seeing the push in. You see the Friday night races with 40, 50, 60 PW50s. I mean, forever there, 10 years ago, we would see, you know, 5. So I think we rounded that corner, and now we have a new group coming through. And I look at the numbers in our areas at the tracks, and you look at what classes are the biggest right now. It's plus 40, plus 45. Why? Because our age, we're the guys that came through and they're still racing. Now we're seeing that again at that level. So a little lull in there, but I think moving forward, it's going to continue to go up.
You know, as hard as the pandemic has been on everyone, it's been good, I think, in a lot of respects, to give people the opportunity to kind of push that reset switch of on themselves, to put things into perspective, you know, because you get so consumed, and they've gotten so consumed by everything that was going on in their life, they just kind of forgot about that old 250 sitting out in the garage, that 450 or whatever, and you know, and they're like, oh yeah, I forgot that was even out there. And that's the kind of thing you saw happening. And like you're saying, a lot of new blood coming into that too, because the traditional things that we normally do on the weekends and as a part of our life. It was kind of taken away from us. So these were the new things that, you know, they've always had an interest in. Now it's an opportunity to go do it.
Yeah, and we're seeing that, especially up in Wisconsin, we were locked down tight, and it was really difficult to do anything. But you see people on their private land out having fun on four-wheelers, on dirt bikes. That's transitioned now into the track, because we have people coming in the shop like, hey, we're doing this on our land. We see you do it. Where can we go? Oh, go here, here, and here. Then they're showing up on the weekends for the races. So that's how it starts. And I mean, this is a great example of that. I mean, the amount of people that are here is just off the chart. And I think it's our same core group that have been coming here for 15 years doing this. But you add on top of that all the new people coming in, and it's just a great mix. It's exciting. It's fun to see the new people.
It most certainly is. So what's special going on with Rock River this week?
Well, I'll tell you, we're out of everything, just like Rusty and everybody else. You know, we're struggling to get product, which is good. It's helped us reset the meter in terms of what's available and what's not. But we've got some bikes down there. I've got a couple of the new Monster Energy 250F and 450Fs down there. We have a bunch of our bikes from the race team as well that we're getting rid of. So all the 20s are sitting down there. If you're looking for a great race bike, Ed Torrance did the motors, Enzo does the suspension, and they're ready to rip. So if you need something, you know, you can stop down there for that. Rusty's down here on the corner. He's got some new bikes as well, and we're here to do work on all of the Yamahas. So don't worry if you ride for Triangle or Altus or Rock River or whatever. We want to make everybody finish, you know. So bring it on down if you need some technical assistance, if you need some parts. See any one of us that are down there, and we'll make sure you're taken care of.
That's right. Any Yamaha right. If you bought it at John's Yamaha up in Joe Blow, Washington, I mean, if it's a Yamaha, bring it on down. And that's the beauty of it. I mean, that these big events that we're able to come together like that and work together. And to see you guys working, I mean, obviously you're not in the same markets, but you are kind of competitors because you guys are the big dealers as far as the USA are concerned.
Yeah, but you know, we all work really well together, and Jordan and Rusty and myself and Thousand Oaks and all those guys have been part of this forever, and we enjoy working together. So there's enough business for everybody. We help each other out whenever we can, and you know, it helps growth and moving forward. Our program is exploding in terms of we're doing this trackside support. Ed Torrance is running the amateur program for us back there, so you know, our elite riders are right out of that truck, and then the pro program's got some exciting things happening as well. We picked Alex Martin up this year, and he was a runner with us, had his best year with us in 2015. Some wins, some moto wins, and some top finishes. And since then, you know, Brandon Hartrandt did well for us. I think we ended up 6th overall in Supercross, but we really want to get on that box more. So getting Alex back on board is going to be awesome. He's excited about it. It's neat to have him and his brother back on Yamahas again, so we're excited to see what happens at that level.
I bet you are, man. That's got to be pretty exciting. The troll train rolls on then, right?
Yeah, we're going to see some pretty cool promotion stuff we're going to do with that, so keep an eye on the social media.
Hey, I will. I know that you're pretty creative. You're going to have a whole lot of fun with that. Mike, thanks for being here again, man.
You bet. Thanks for having us.
All right, Mike Duclos, part of that Yamaha Blue Crew of folks that we got down here. We see Triangles, Ultimus, Rock River, and several other Blue Crew folks in-house with us, and we are getting closer and closer to getting things going. And we've got our heat and consi advancement papers all worked up. All right, so here we are. We're about ready to go. It looks like we got still just a couple more moments left of track maintenance here. I thought we were closer to done there a few moments ago than what we are at this particular moment, but we're closer now than what we were a few minutes ago. One of you guys want to step in here as we welcome to no, not that one, this one. You got to use this one. And, of course, with that, Mr. Wes Kane stepping into the tower. Always got to go against the grain. Don't use the microphone he gives me. I'm going to use that one over there. That's not going to work.
Well, I didn't know that this was the one that we were going to use, so I went to the one I've been using all day. But
you've been using the wrong one all day long. Sorry. No, what's up? Yeah, are we ready to go? Okay.
Rodney, we're going to get this thing going on. The track prep going on. Things are moving along. We got riders in the gate. I'm so excited right now. It's like sticking your finger in a light socket with the anticipation of getting the 2020 Mini-O's ready to go.
That's it, my friend, and exactly. I feel that energy coming off of you right now. I feel that energy coming off of you right now, Wes Keene, and rightfully so. The reason is because it's electrifying around Gatorback Cycle Park, and the reason why is because everyone is excited to be out at the racetrack. A lot of folks that haven't been here ever before in their life, a lot of folks returning after some time of being a while since they've been here, and speaking of which, Mikey Wayne's first time he's ever been here. That's one thing that we talked about. Wes Keene has been here basically since the inception. I think he was here
49 years, dude.
Basically since
I came here, I was 8 years old when I came here the first time. I'm not telling you the truth.
I believe you. I'm not telling you the truth. He got mixed up. He's not BSing is what he was saying. I'm telling you the truth. That's what he meant to say. You just got to know how to understand Wes Keene when he talks is all.
Well, I like to see that a little bit of rain, and the track's really going to be good for these first couple motos, and it's going to roll over into the morning time. So we're going to have some great Supercross racing right off the jump street.
One thing that I think just helped out quite a bit today is not only the little bit of rain that's going to make, I think, the track even better as the week progresses, but, man, the overcast skies today has kept this track in great condition as well. We put a little bit, I don't even know, well, there was no water put down because the water came down from Mother Nature. Basically, all we did was go out, till it up. They took the dozers and the skid steers and reconditioned this track, and they're getting it basically brand new and ready to go for the first gate drops that are going to be coming in our qualifiers here in just a few moments. We ran down the starting lineup there a few moments ago. Race number 1, the college boys 16 to 24-year-old division number 1. As we were telling you, it is going to be the two heat race format, so we'll take the top 18 from each one of those, top 2 from each main, and that will give us our 38. And with that, before we get our first 38 to the gate, we're going to do what we always like to do here at the Mini-O's, and that is ask a blessing on the race. And to do that, from Moto Faith Ministries, Mr. Nate Ingram.
Thank you, Rodney. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, before our national anthem, let's go to the Lord in a word of prayer, and let's pray. Most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we give thanks to you for allowing us to come together as a family of racers. At this time of the year, Lord, we remember Thanksgiving and all the many blessings, not only that we received from our friends and family, but from you above. Lord, we ask for your blessing on this track, for our track workers, our riders. Give us safe travels at the end of the week. But Lord, also we give thanks to you this week for allowing us to get together and participate in the sport that we love so much. We remember those that have been afflicted with the virus this year, Lord. We remember the travails and the tribulations that have gone with it. And we're grateful, Lord, that we can see the other side. We remember those, Lord, that have been affected by it, and we ask for a blessing on them especially. But also, Lord, our servicemen and women around the world that man a post and carry a weapon to keep us safe here in the United States, to allow us to enjoy the freedoms that we have. Lord, we're thankful for them. We ask that you return them home to their loved ones at the end of their tour. But most especially, God, we're thankful for your Son, Jesus Christ, and the sacrifice that he made for us. We remember him today. But I ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please remain standing, stand at attention, and move those caps and cross those hearts as we honor the greatest nation in the world with the playing of our national anthem. Well, gentlemen, start your engines and all that great stuff as we get set to go racing here at Gatorback Cycle Park, the 49th annual running of the Thor Mini-O's presented by Pro Circuit. Welcome to 2020 here in Florida, my friends. It is the college boys 16 to 24 Division I. Jessica Jeffrey, also Drake Bailey, Furman Cisimara, Blake Cremalzi, Cole Bradford, Derek Leatherman, Alicia Goggle, Javier Vasquez, Valentina Galas, Christian Fernandez, Brent Burrows, Tristan Anthony, Hannah Hodges, Timmy Crosby, Herman Olgion, also Andrew Wallace, Justin Coquinos, Gerard Matamoras, Trevor Schmidt, Kyle Lanul, Trevor Pilati, also Boston Boots and Cole Jones, all ready to tackle these, this first turn and grab that VP Fuel hold shot coming up here in just a moment.
Hey, Rodney, real excited about the rider Cole Jones out there. Just spent 3 weeks out in California training. We're going to see what this young man can do now. He feels confident. Said he thinks he's got a win under his belt. Let's take a look and see how he does.
I'll tell you, it's amazing what a bit of a confidence can do for a rider. We'll see how it transposes here into this first qualifying session. Man, I tell you, some riders going out wide, some going to the extreme inside. It seems the extreme inside might be the place to go. The 746 of Trevor Schmidt opening up here with the early lead, and it's at the 444 up there. Possibly of Coquinos on that factory connection hatch motorsports back Husqvarna ride as we kick things off there. Trevor Schmidt out there on the Scranton Craftsman Central Roadways and S&S Limousine back KTM to kick it all off. Still got the lead as we are working on this lap number 1, but a lot of position jockeying going on. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th place in a lot of passes taking place already.
Here comes your 444 ride with a quick snap out of the gate. He's making some hasty little passes out there. But the 444 of Justin Coquinos, he's from the New England area up there. So Coquinos putting it together right now with a good jump out of the gate and leads this one out.
I'll tell you, we've seen him really pick things up right there on that first lap. As we told you, it was Schmidt that got to the early lead, but Coquinos around him to take over the lead. And now Coquinos really starting to put a lot of distance between himself and the rest of the field. We'll see how it all breaks down as we wrap up these first laps of racing here today.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Justin Coquinos, a well-traveled rider out of the New England area. He's put many a trip together down here and deserves a strong run out in front. Jackson Pascal doing a good job for you. There's Brock Walker with a nice move. Juan Martin Jimenez. And now Sam Posada is going to move up in there, run number 427. He'll run to the top 5, Wes.
We're going to keep an eye on these riders out there, but back in 10th, give it up. There's Tyrick Wheeler back there, Commodore, Wessel, Taylor, and Manquest now trying to break into the top 10, but this is still early in this moto.
Yeah, you're right. Coquinos with that wide open racetrack now. He'll take the triple step up onto the tabletop. That's going to allow him to open up that lead. He's up in front and really making some time on the pack now. Look at the battle in second spot.
We're watching this start to develop now as our riders now. Watch them now as they come in. There's your leader, the 444 of Coquinos. And then you see the 27 ride of Cole Bradford, the 746 checking in with us. And that's going to be Trevor Smith. There's your top 3 as they come by the stripe.
Wow, Bradford's come a long way quick, Wes. He closes up the gap right there, and certainly a player as he'll make his way to the front. Good charge right there for you. Daniel Scott, nice jump out there. James Harrison. There's Wyatt, Chris Crichton. And then Fernando Sosa making a run at the front. Those guys running 6 through 10 right now, but their pace pretty fast. Let's see if they'll be able to roll up on the leader. But
College Boy, what a way to open up this bottleneck right here. So College Boy riders out there doing a great job. You got Division 1, Division 2 on the gate right now.
We'll be closing up on that. FMF last lap before you know it. A great battle to the wire. Rodney, what do you see out there, buddy?
Well, looks like we got Coquinos out front. It's Bradford back in the number 2 spot. Schmidt dropping down to the number 3rd spot. Garrett Matamoras up to the 4th place position. Timmy Crosby in 5th. Cromaldi now in the number 6 spot. And Noli in the number 7 spot. It's Fernando Cisimara in 8th place. Also looking at Derek Leatherman just up to 9th place right now. And it looks like Derek Bailey, the number 15, rounds out your top 10.
Flag yet. Justin Coquinos in full control. Once again, the 4 rider out of the New England area will pick up a battle on his hands. Cole Bradford, number 27, has come a long way to make a race out of it on the final lap.
And as we look at this, and once again, just to give you a heads up, the top 18 will transfer. According to the transfer papers that I'm looking at, the college, double check and make sure, college sports, so top 18 will have one consolation race where we'll take only the top 2 from this one. So it's 18, that's 36, and that'll make 38 total is what we're looking at as far as the overall totals here are concerned for the day. Look at this, as we go to the checkers, what did we have? I'm looking at some paperwork and stuff. It looks like we might have had a change up front with Coquinos and Bradford now.
And Cole Bradford will take over that top spot right there. He closes up on Justin Coquinos, and the battle is on. Bradford with a strong run to the front on the 27/ride. This time around, he'll pick up the white flag. One more to go.
So heading to our FMF last lap of racing here on Racer TV, and the 44th or 49th annual running of this Thor Winter Olympics right now. Again, your leader, Bradford, with Coquinos in second, and Schmidt rounding out the top 3.
Well, you're right. Rodney Schmidt's come a long way right there. Brings Gerhard Metamoros right up in there with him. And then a good run up in there, and that's going to be Timmy Crosby. Crosby comes a long way. A top 5 ride he's looking to nail down, and it looks like he's going to make that happen.
Well, top 18 is what we're going to be looking at to take a spot on the starting line for the Supercross main event. These are just qualifiers right now. We got Bradford, Coquinos, Schmidt, Matamoros, Crosby, your top 5. Grimaldi in 6. Abdullah in the number 7 spot. Cisimara in 8th. Bailey in 9th. Leatherman back to the number 10 spot. And then as we look a little further back, we still got 11th through 18th to take a look at as well. And this college boy class, 11th through 18th places will be, looks like Boston Boots, Cole Jones, Hernan Olgian, Hannah Hodges, Javier Vasquez, Andrew Wallace, Tristan Anthony, and Trevor Pilati should round out your top 18 and be your final transfer spot.
Yeah, no, they got to be happy to be in those positions where they're at. Just a lot of fast guys going out there to make the cut, to go all the way to the main event right there. That is your focus. And talking about focus, let's go to race number 2 coming up next.
And it's Division 2 of the college boys, 16 to 24. The number 11, Jacob Gwynn from King William, Virginia. We got the number 13, Isaac Langston out of Cutler, Indiana. 14, Greg Tate from Buford, Georgia. 16, Brian Sonier from Clinton, PA. 22, Dawson Cobb from Ottawa, Kansas. 32, Mason Meyer out of Spring Church, PA. 34, Taylor Allred from West Jordan, Utah. 35, Ezra Parker from Cartersville, Georgia. 36 is Luke Kalatzian from California. 53, Christopher Blackmer from Michigan. The 75, Sebastian Pequerez. We got Orion Gregory, also Brent Mead, Dylan Tremblay, Eddie Norred Jr., Corey Karsten, Danny Perry, Mason Humphrey, Stephen Nichols, Kristen Gregg, Jared Thompson, and also Joseph Tate. We've got 23 riders. Top 18 is what we'll narrow them down to. And looks like out front there, we've got one of our Kawasaki riders who grabs the early lead. And we got a new leader already that quick. That's how quick the passes can be made as we sort this front pack of riders out. Look at that back there, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6th place positions. They're still jockeying for position back there. Get things all dialed in. That is the number 36 machine out front right now. Luke Kalatzian from Sun Valley, California, taking that Mitchell Environmental Concrete Clover Hill Honda right straight to the front of the pack. Eddie Norton Jr., the 188 in 2nd. Mason Meyer, the 32 Yamaha, in 3rd, and 4th is Dawson Cobb. Greg Tate rounds out your top 5.
Yeah, Calazanian coming all the way from California right there. Certainly not racing for 2nd place. He's jumped up front, doing a good job for you. We're starting to stretch it on out. Eddie Norton moves up in there. And look at him roll. Good run up in front. Boy, they're all well stretched out for you now, and it is number 12 ride. I think Langdon. The top 13 rider coming across. Dawson Cobb moves to 22 right now into the 4th position. Greg Tate, as we noticed early, he's got a top 5 ride going on. He'll work his way out there under number 24, Kawasaki. Joseph Tart, Paskowitz, Jacob Glenn, Ezra Parker. And in the top 10 now, Corey Karsten a solid lineup in anybody's book, and it's college sportsmen, 16 to 24-year-old riders that are making their way out. Luke Kalazanian, your leader up in front, the rider out of California, doing a great job for you. Look at the freight train there. Luke not able to get away whatsoever, although he'll throw his fastest lap down there, a 1:02 and change. That's literally 3 seconds faster than our second place competitors. Eddie Norris Jr., rider number 188, the Kawasaki mounted rider, looking solid in that second spot. Dawson Cobb in the third position, and it's a whole lot better for Mason Meyer, rider number 32. He sits in the fourth spot, but he's got great tape. Rider number 14, really hanging all over. Only got really out in the clear, of course, that's Luke Kalazanian, number 36 Honda Pilot, making great work of that hole shot out there. The VP hole shot going to him, and he is rolling out in front, Wes.
36 right of Luke Kalazanian out front. There's Eddie Norris Jr. looking pretty good out there. Knob, Meyer, Tate. Hey, Tate, Karsten, Glenn, Shawner, Pickaz. Whoa! What do you see back there, guys? All kinds of action going on the track. Where is Ezra Parker on the radar screen?
Yeah, we got there's Eddie Norris Jr. coming on through your second spot. Dawson Cobb still in that second position. The 31 in there, and that is the Suzuki pilot that is on the move. This guy's come a long way. Jump up in there. That's somebody, Corey Karsten out of Bayville, New Jersey.
And at 36, looking pretty good out there. College boys, 16-24. Luke Kalazanian. Hey, he's in there. Norris Jr., Eddie Norris Jr.
Eddie Norris, yeah, another rider, been around here a long time. Striking gold out here, running strong for you up into the second place position right now. But you got to hand it to Luke. He has really taken charge on the 36 Honda. Down the front straightaway. There he comes. Looking absolutely in charge. Just behind him, Eddie Norris. He's still solid. Dawson Cobb holding on to that third spot. Great Tate pushes the pass up. He'll now move to the fourth spot. Corey Skarston's going to follow him. He'll now go into the top 5. There's the Tate, Jacob Glenn, Sebastian Pescarts, and Ezra Parker, who now moves to 9th. Brian Saunier will move up into the top 10. So it's ever-changing, ever-flowing from about 6th to the 10th spot back, but up in front. Kalazanian still controls this moto. The Honda pilot doing a great job up in front. Got an 85cc class coming up next with the race number 3.
Couple of notables back there. They're trying to look pretty good out there. Sauter, Meade, Thompson, and Humphrey. White flag out for some of these riders trying to break into the top 10. But your leader still, he had a plan with a good jump out of the gate. He is on a mission.
Yeah, tough pick, my buddy Brett Meade out there. Put some good rides in. He's turning 107, so he's got a good fast lap time, but had a tough start.
Luke Kalazanian. That's right, Luke Kalazanian.
Luke Kalazanian, man. We got to do a better job because he's doing an unbelievable job out in front.
I mean, he got a plan right now. He's burning a 103. Our winner of the previous moto was running like a 104, so he seems to be the faster of the pair.
Yeah, he's got at least a 3-second gap out there every lap. He continues to hammer, but more riders are making time. Eddie Norris still up into that second spot. Corey Karsten, the Suzuki mounted rider, West, all the way to the third spot now. Corey Karsten catching fire.
You know, Corey Karsten been around for a while. He's trying to get some of those Suzuki bucks that his old man used to get. $1.3 million in a 20-year career, Barry Karsten. Actually, Suzuki had to borrow money from him
to take care of him.
Well, yeah, they tried to get a loan from him to get the JGR team back going again, but Barry said no way.
No.
So they had to close shop.
Yeah, he just shut down on that. He's got the Mini-O's coming up. He can't think about that right now.
Can't give Joe Gibbs or Corey Gibbs any money back for Suzuki.
Got to be thinking about what's happening. All right, the checkers fly.
Tough break for Christopher Blackmere and that college boy. I've seen that guy win some races, so I don't know what happened to him. He only made it to lap number 2. I hope he's okay, and we see him at the front. right, here we go, guys. Next race. And there's our leader, rider number 43, out front with a good jump. And that's going to be Thomas Wood. Small this week of a GPF. Cash class and Thor Powell, number 2 ride. Yeah. Right on. So we're going to watch these young men. No favoritism here. These guys are doing a great job. Here's the 177 of Kay Johnson. You got Thor Powell, Kay Johnson out there. The number 20 ride. Trying to check in with us. It's going to be Tyler Mollett. And the rest of the field in tow. Right now, the man with the plan. He took the whole shot, the number 43 ride of Thomas Wood. Thomas' dad couldn't, but Thomas Wood pull the whole shot and lead this one out so far.
If you would, you could, and he did.
If he would, he could, but it's Thomas that did because he could. And he would, and he is.
Man. Jockeying for position right now in that number 2 spot between Thor Powell and Kay Johnson.
The deck is shuffling right now. A little bit of pressure now from our number 2 ride. You can see that the 15 ride has started to see Kay Johnson now starting to creep up on the back door. A battle now going on for the second position.
Gotta love it. Thor Powell got his hands full. Can Kay Johnson, the 177, get around him? Starting to get...
Thomas Wood out front, the 43 ride. You can see him, the Dunlop banner just behind him. And that's the Dunlop banner that Brock Glover jumped through at the 81 Supercross of Superstars in Anaheim.
Fantastic.
Boom, there it is. We got it here. Rob Fox got it sewn up. And there it is here today at Gatorback. But Thomas Wood,
ready.
Oh, you can just look through it. Thomas Wood cleared through there. There goes Thor Powell and Kay Johnson. Just like that. Come on,
Just
get in,
like
get in,
that.
get in the battle.
All right.
Get in here.
Thomas
Oh,
Wood.
here go ahead.
I was going to say, Thomas Wood riding like he's on another planet right now, trying to pull away from these guys. I'm trying, Wes Kane. I'm trying. Take the shot, Gunny.
All right, well, there's your leader right there. It's going to be Thomas Wood. Now a little bit of gap now as it tries a little breakaway there. Quick game of hide and seek. Thomas Wood pulled the trigger, trying to get out of the way from Thor Powell. Kay Johnson still hanging tough in third. Watch what's going on out there. The number 20 ride of Tyler Mollett still trying to make it happen back and forth.
That number 4 spot, he's got a lot of time to make up right now. And now we're starting to see between second and third, they're getting that accordion effect. They come into these berms and these turns, kind of pull each other in tight, and then they got on these straights and pull away.
I love it.
You love it? Is that good?
We're doing good.
Okay.
Hey, look at here. You're breathing hard on my neck. Get back. Meanwhile, here comes your leader, the 43 ride of Thomas Wood. Thomas Wood with a quick snap out of the gate now, making hay while the sun shines here. He's riding the bride that dreams were made of here down at Gatorback Cycle Park for Thanksgiving week here at the Mini-O's. Brought to you by our good friends at Pro Circuit, presented by Pro Circuit, and brought to you by our good friends at Dunlop Thor Mini-O's. Yeah! Hey, don't worry about it. Let's go, go, go. Here comes your leader one more time, the 43 ride. As riders jockeying for position over there. I'm looking at the 43 ride right there. Thomas Wood skipping and jumping out through the ribbon section. But look at Kay Johnson. Johnson now gets a little closer to Thor Powell. Knock, knock, knock on the door, Thor Powell. You turn around and see a little fender there. It's Kay Johnson.
Kay Johnson's all over the rear end of him.
He's all over him like Russian radiation.
The FMF last lap. Right here, white flag out. If he's going to make it happen, he's got to do it right here.
Hey, don't sleep on it, creep on it. And there's a white flag out. So, right now, it's the 43 ride out front. Tommy Wood out front, the 43 ride, looking to solidify him a #1 gate pick. Thor Powell now has got a little company now. Kay Johnson is working. Let's watch this race now. It's heating up. Thor Powell still in second. Kay Johnson now. Oh, Kay Johnson with a big triple up.
Ripping around it now, dealing with some of that lap traffic here on the last lap. Not a major factor for those guys, but boy, talk about the ride. Out of the 43 of Thomas Wood on that KTM, ringing that thing out. Checkers, Thomas Wood.
All right, well, there you go. Your winner of that one, division number 1, 85-12-13, is going to be the 43 of Thomas Wood. Thomas Wood, it's going to be the 15 ride. Looking good, Thor Powell, and you can't take nothing away from the 177 ride of Kay Johnson. Remember, these are heat races for gate pick.
For sure.
We're going to take the two, combo them up, do a LCQ, and we're going to rack them in the gate for one main event. Winner take all.
I'm blown away that. I mean, obviously the guy out front, Thomas Wood, fantastic ride out of him. But that battle, the effort by Thor Powell out there to get up into that number 2 spot for the finish, it's got to feel good right now.
I'm feeling pretty good because I got the number 2 ride. Number 2, there's Mason Simmons out there, the 7 of John Kish. Lucas Scorgiales at the 13 ride. Bruno Opito, the 22 ride on our 85-12-13 limited division number 2. You got Butcher, Prouty, Neliton, Stillman, High, Benice, Versace, Dalton, Rome, Carr, Fink, Costa, Moya, Buss. Balzer is hurt, so he's not going to be in this one. I think he had a little injury, and he will be back next week. I saw him walking around, but he is not going to make the field here. Puckett, Bonazzi, Bolazzi, and Yelton make up division number 2, 85-12-13. See limited riders division 1. You need to be making your way to the staging area, and we are going to rack this one and crack it as we get ready for 85-12-13 limited division number 2. And the gate is down. We can hear the sound of it hitting the ground.
There's nothing quite like that sound in the world. Love it. Singing through the air.
Better than 10 seconds.
I see what you did there. You know Rodney heard that somewhere.
You see, he's out front.
What do I see out front in the 85s right now? The 919, Jonathan Yelton leading this thing, but not by much. The number 53 of Augustin Berenice. Did I get it? Berenice.
He's got the wine, he's got the cheese, he's got the bread, and he's out front.
Well, he's in second. He's out in front of the most of the guys, except for one.
He's trying to make a move right now. If you would have seen that. Oh, he slams the door. He tries to make another move as these riders now go back and forth. Berenice.
I'm getting it from Chile. Did I say that right?
There's a number 43, 53 ride out front, Austin Berenice. Berenice out front. And the 98919, that's going to be Jonathan Yelton. Yelton now in the number 2 ride. Having a great run. You can't take nothing from that. We're going to let them sort out. Got Berenice, Yelton, Rome, and Bussy in your top 4.
Good riding so far out of these 85s. You got to feel good if you're the guy from Chile. Oh, maybe until now I shouldn't have said anything. Down goes the number 53 of Augustine Berenice. Fortunately for him, it's early enough. A lot of time for him here in this moto. We'll see if he can get back up there and battle with the front runners, but that's a heartbreaker, man.
Berenice doing a little baseball slide right here.
He sure did.
He's safe. He's good. He's back up and running and taking another trip around the bases here.
So we'll keep our eye on the number 53 machine, see if he can make up some time and get up there to the front of this pack again. But boy, tough break. Guy was absolutely ripping out there, but opens the door for the 919 Husqvarna of Jonathan Yelton, who moves up into that number 1 spot. He's got company behind him, and Kyler Rome, the 101 KTM behind him, should be in the number 2 spot. We'll see how it sorts out as they come around. So there you go. Jonathan Yelton checks in 1 minute 12 seconds on the lap time. Got that Husqvarna out front. Berenice, we'll see where he checks in. How about it? He's already up into the number 4 spot, so he's on the move. Got a little bit of time distance between those guys. We'll see if he can catch back up. The 919, Jonathan Yelton out in front. Kyler Rome in that number 2 spot, and the man is on the move. Augustine Berenice on the move right now. Believe he just moved into the number 3 spot. Trying to make up ground after falling. Berenici, I'll get it dialed in eventually. Berenici moves up into the number 3 spot now. He fell back to 4, so he's starting to chip away at these guys. Should have enough time maybe to be fighting for that number 1 spot. And Jonathan Yelton still our leader out front, the 919.
Well, it's not the time for him to play catch-up because catch-up is for hamburgers and hot dogs.
That's
and
right.
Not Supercross.
You're right. You've got a point there.
He's got to keep going and make it happen.
He's got to put a little mustard on it.
Well, you got to be like Darcy Lane. You got to be the junk man. You got to be able to salvage something.
There you
gotta be
go.
able to get in there like a deep sea diver, and you got to salvage something when you hit the ground like that. And that he did. He hit the ground.
Yeah.
He bounced up like super elastic bubble plastic and was back up on his bike within seconds.
Well, he's ripping around there now. Still in that, well, it looks like he is in the number 4 spot still. Scratch that. Move him up into the number 2 spot. So Augustine Berenici trying to track down Jonathan Yelton in that number 1 spot.
Well, Berenici running a 109, Yelton at a 111. So you got Riley Bussey. He's at a 113. So actually, the fastest guy on the track right now is the 53 ride of Berenici. He comes off the track. His dad will have some cheese, some wine. He'll put a towel compress around him.
Oh, yeah.
And, all right, guys, there's those. When you see those flags, that's wheels on the ground. Wheels on the ground. And here's Berenici now. Starting to take the shot. Take the shot.
Look at that.
Like
going
Maverick
inside out.
Take the shot. Take the shot, Iceman. You got it.
You got to talk to me, Goose.
He's got it. He's going to give him.
He's going to get him
now.
He's works on the inside, gets the pass. He's back out in front.
Berenici. I don't know if Yelton's done with him right now. Yelton might want to answer back, and he does. Oh, Yelton does slide in there with a good little slide move to the inside.
So we got some back and forth right now between the 919 and the 53, and they aren't done. Setting the bar high for what we're going to see out of these guys this weekend.
You know what I say? How bad do you want it? I mean,
they're showing it right now.
You want to be a number.
Oh! Down goes Berenici. They both go down.
Leader goes in for the pass. He goes down. He gets back up. You know what I call that? I call that a pickup pass.
Yeah, bingo. Well, you feel good if you're in there. If you're Riley Bussey. Is it Bussey?
Berenici.
No. Third place, 404. Riley. He should have moved into the number 1 spot now.
Wow. He goes up. Yelton goes down. They both go down. He picks the bike up, and now he's back at it. And the checkers are going to fall here.
Yep.
Now, where's the 104? 404 does play a part in this. 404 in second, and it's not going to happen for him.
Nope.
But he gets second. He moves up a little bit from that tip over by those 2 riders. So you got to be pretty happy for that young man.
Well, I know it's early. I know that was only race 4, but these guys setting the bar pretty high. That 53 of Augustine Berenici snagging the win after a hard-fought battle. Race number 5 coming up next. That is your 250C Limited Division Numero Uno. Again, 250C Limited Division 1 about to take to the Mini-O's course here. Waiting on our 85s to finish up here. And again, the 250C Limited Division 1 about to take to the course. The gate drops, and we're ripping and rolling for the 250C Division 1. Oh, and things get gnarly right there in the first turn. Several riders in on that one. Avery Bryant leading the way on the number 72 machine. Out in front of this stacked class right now. And turn 1, turning things upside down for several of our riders out there. We'll see how they were able to manage this one and maybe work their way back up. But right now it's the number 72 of Avery Bryant out of Crandall, Georgia on the Yamaha. Out there leading this one. Jacob Henry, the 5:15 out in front now. So Jacob Henry in control of this one. Braden Gibson, the 128 in that number 2 spot. And that's still Jacob Henry out in front out of Cortland, New York. Still sitting in that number 1 spot. Jacob Henry in control of this one. Braden Gibson in that number 2 spot on the number 128 KTM, and Seth Henry rounding out your top 3 right now. Get an idea of where he's at on the track in relation to the rest of these guys.
Well, 2 laps down in this with Jake Henry continuing to lead. It looks like Braden Gibson, Seth Henry, the 576 back in third. Then Zach Miller in that number 4 position. I think we're seeing some changes from that first to second lap right now. Things are starting to stretch out like you pointed out there, Mikey. There's first and second across the front stretch now, and quite a bit of a gap back to that 3rd place position. Seth Henry, then there's Zach Miller, Justin LaPrandy, and Avery Bryant in the number 6 spot.
So race number 5 out on the track right now. The 250C Limited Division 1. Coming up next, race 6. That's your 250C Limited Division 2. You guys should be down there on the starting gate. And race number 7, our Vet 35 Division 1. You guys should be heading to the staging area. The 5:15. Jacob Henry on the KTM out in front, and Braden Gibson trying to track him down on the number 128 KTM. Got a few seconds in between the 2 riders. Seth Henry, another big gap between him and Seth Henry in that number 3 spot right now out of this 250C Limited Division 1.
Henry, Gibson, Henry, LaPrandy, and Miller, the 621, your top 6. 7, Avery Bryant, Caleb Weller, Kyle Moon, Colin Burns, Diego Pizarro, and 11, Tristan Derez, Tyler Haggerty also. And we'll try to get your top 18 as soon as we get back around to that screen up here in this tower. I'm going to have to go on the live timing and scoring page myself, I think, here. Check it out. But there we go. All right, there is Leighton Thigpen. Also, Sawyer Shoemaker in 14th. We've got Bryce Roan, James Kelly. Maxwell Ciazza is your 18th place position there in this 250C Limited Division number 1. And we're only taking the top 11. Wait a minute. Yeah, 250C Limited. Yeah, 250C Limited. I'm looking at the wrong thing there. There we go. All right, top 2, yeah, top 18. Top two heats, top 18. 1 consolation race where we'll take the top 2 from it, which will give us our 38 riders.
Checkered flag flies, Rodney. So the 5:15 and Jacob Henry going to snag the win right there in that photo. Puts that 5:15 KTM right there. Saw some pretty big time gaps out there in the 250C Limited Division 1. 6-second gaps in between first, second, and third. So it'll be interesting when we get down to those mains, how that works out. We've got another 250C Limited class here, Division number 2. going to be taken to the course here in just a moment. Again, the 250C Limited Division 2. That is race number 5. So if you are in race number 6, you need to be, race number 7, my bad. Race number 7, need to make your way to the staging area. That's our Vet 35 Plus Division number 1 to the staging area. And here we go. 250C Limited Division out on the track. Race number 6 underway now. Good smooth, quick start, not like what we saw in race number 5. It was chaos down there in turn 1. Nice smooth sailing out here for Division 2 in that 250C Limited class.
Chaos. I don't think we can function in. Oh, wait a minute. That is what our life consists of, is chaos. It's something I don't think we're.
Especially this year.
No doubt about that. That is Leighton Bosnott out front in this one, the number 84 from Fort Pierce, Florida. I thought that was the 84. It says he's on a Yamaha, but it looks like this guy's on a Honda. We'll see what the results page is telling us as our results monitor brought to us by SOBMX finally rotates. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. That's still on the 250C Limited class. So as soon as we get, yeah, that's, all right, Drew, get her together, buddy. Put some turbo on that thing. That's
Dominic
54.
Butcher.
That was 54, not 84.
The 52 of Dominic Butcher is out in front out of Liberty Hill, Texas.
All right.
Well, now you got me. I was pretty positive it was Dominic Butcher, but it might have been Peyton Crisp. I may have.
I think it was the 54 when they went by. I could be mistaken. Unless, is that him? That's not him.
Yeah,
is it?
I believe that's him.
Oh, is he that far ahead of everybody? I've just seen the 54 going through here. Let's see what, we'll get a look. Yeah, there we go. Dominic Butcher, you're right. Daggone, Mikey. Good eye, buddy. Good eye. I guess that's good. We got to bring the young talent in because you guys got the better eyes.
Got those
that
eyes.
guy is so far ahead, I thought he was that far behind.
Well, and then when you said that, I thought, okay, maybe he's some lap traffic. No, he certainly isn't. Dominic Butcher.
And you don't expect to see a C-limited rider that far ahead of anyone in these classes. But hey, Dominic Butcher making it happen out here. Robert Haley III in the second place position.
You see Dominic Butcher on screen there if you guys are watching at home. And the guy, I mean, he looks like he's on an island right now by himself. Sits back, sipping a mimosa, chilling right now out front.
Wow,
Seth Scholl in that number 2 spot.
So Brett Heidorn and Ignacio Leprandi and Andrew Hudson, your top 5 as we wrap up the now second lap of racing, working on lap number 3 if I'm not mistaken here as we roll through. Dominic Butcher going to check in now. For, is that, I believe now second lap. I said, yeah, we got something going on with timing and scoring here. Not sure what's going on with that monitor right now, but it's not what's going on the racetrack right now. So there he is. There's Butcher right there to 52. So he's making his way by. Good eye on that one. And Mikey, I tell you, that gap extended so much over the course of the last 2 laps. I mean, I'm talking maybe close to 20 seconds between first and second place position.
And Peyton Crisp having a good ride there in the number 2 spot on that Honda. But boy, just doesn't have anything for Dominic Butcher right now. Well in control of this one.
Can't hardly hear myself think up here right now. Can't hear myself think. It's so loud. All right, white flag is out on this one. We do know that to be the fact, Mikey Waynes. And the white flag is out. We're still going under the assumption that Dominic Butcher is your first place ride. Timing and scoring has him as 36th place with a 1 minute and 9-second lap time last time around. I'm not sure. Lap 2 was a 1:08, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
Hey guys, a reminder for you, please do not sit or stand on the fence line. Again, if you are sitting or standing on that fence line, we need you guys to get off of there immediately. Thank you.
All right, here we go. Dominic Butcher out front. It is in the number 2 spot. Looks like Robert Haley the third. Zach Longino has moved into third around Brett Hydorn. Hydorn is fourth. Ignacio Limprandi in the number 5 spot. Andrew Hutchins is 6th. Tavi Brewer is 7th. Brett Allison in 8th. Caleb Hagan 9th. And Alec King round out your top 10. And at the checkers.
So there you go, Rodney. I'm guessing he must have went down somewhere and we missed it.
No, right here on timing and scoring online. Oh, no, that's only showing lap 1. All right, so they got really mixed up there, so I'm not real sure where was what and what was who, but it's saying right now unofficially Robert Haley, Brett Hydorn, Peyton Crisp, Ignacio Limprandi, Zach Longino, Andrew Hutchins, and Mikey again. I'm not real sure what's going on with that one, dude. I'm sorry about that, and we'll just say check the posting board. The official results will be watch posted. Race 7 coming. Is that 7 coming up?
Your Stasic results board. There you go. They'll know for sure. Race number 7. Hear them lighten up, lighten up. Here we go. Gate drops, and we're off and rolling for the Vet 35 Plus Division 1.
Groovy, man.
Jockeying for position through the first couple of turns here. See how they get her sorted out. Oh, look at that battle up front right now, Rodney.
Yeah, the 125, Paul Parabinos from Marietta, California, a name that is, well, quite known around. Oh, and he gets passed right there in the very beginning. So we've got a new leader, Parabinos, so a name known around the racing world and the amateur racing world, especially in places like here around the Lens. So we'll be keeping an eye out for him throughout the course of the week to see how things are going to fare. And Supercross, he gets the early lead, but he's already back and forth for that position. That is, what is that, the 195 he's battling it out with, the 185, Brad Smith. So Parabinos and Smith back and forth. I think Smith taking the lead. Now Parabinos back out into that lead position. So they just keep going back and forth.
Your 2 guys out front now, boy. Dude got that accordion effect going right now. Pulling them in, pulling away, pulling them in, pulling away. 125 in the 185 machine. Brad Smith jockeying there up front. Oh, how about it?
Michael.
So the 125 there of Paul Parabinos. I was close, man. I'll get them dialed in by the end of the day. Into that number 1 spot right now out on the track. But, boy, the 185 of Brad Smith all over that rear wheel.
You got Michael Carter hanging out about 3-4 seconds back now in that number 3 position. He's got a host of riders with him there with Michael Stevens, Robbie Smith, Justin McCloskey, Donald Letty, also Kyle Dangler from FMF, Mike Treadwell, and Brent Miller in your top 10. 35 riders in this class. All riders will transfer to the main event. So this is basically literally racing for gate positions in the main events for these Supercross battles. Look at that, lap times 105.9. Oh, and look at that, 105.2. These guys are nearly identical, nearly side by side down this front stretch, Mikey Waynes.
Yeah, they're absolutely battling right now up front. Both riders going outside. Couldn't stick them in that corner. See what happens right here. The 125 of Paul Parabinos. I'm just going to look at you every time I need to say it.
Well, there's as good a battle shaping up for third and fourth place right now between Michael Carter and Michael Stevenson, the 108 and the 227 Husqvarnas right now. Justin McCloskey not far off of that one either, only about a second back. So there's a lot of great battles going on throughout this entire top 10, and a name that you would expect to see up front. How about James Nagy, the number 11? He's all the way back in 22nd right now, so you know the field of competition is deep, and starts are critical in this 35-plus class.
You nailed it. That's boiling it down to what we talked about earlier today of who put in the training this season. Not saying he didn't, but maybe some of those other guys come out here swinging. Here goes two guys swinging right here.
Yes, the gloves are off. Brad Smith is to the inside. Brad Smith makes the pass on Parabinos. Yellow flag just ahead. Yeah, there goes Parabinos back to the point. So about a turn, and a couple of jumps. Look at that. They keep, and Smith is back out into that number 1 spot. Parabinos back to second, at least for the moment.
Brad Smith trying to make it happen now. This little split section right here, they've chose different lines each lap, and they do the same thing right there.
Well, the 108, Michael Carter, we're watching he and Michael Stevenson, also Robbie Smith and Justin McCloskey, the riders in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th places positions going at it there just a few moments ago. So we're back up front, and it is the 185 of Brad Smith now out front of Parabinos. And watch this one, a 106.013 to a 107.786 puts the difference at just over 1.3 seconds between first and second now. Brad Smith might be in position here in this final lap of racing as we head through the FMF final lap of racing to actually take this win right away from Parabinos after that nail-biter of a battle we saw through the first 4 laps.
I'm telling you what, that white flag came out. Brad Smith trying to check out to Laderville gets up in front of him, and he's got several bike links in front of him, or in between him and second place right now. And it's just a matter now of getting around smoothly around this lap traffic and bring out the checkered flag.
Checkers will be coming out this time. Things are tightening up. I believe final turns our leaders are heading through right now. And at the checkers, it will be Brad Smith. Paul Parabinos in the second place position as he will finish up just 3.5 seconds back. You can see that the wind was out of his sails after Smith got by that final time. Michael Carter in 3rd, 4th, Michael Stevenson, Robbie Smith in 5th, Justin McCloskey in 6th, 7th, Donald Letty, 8th place position, Britt Miller, 9th place, Mike Treadwell, and Robbie McQuarrie rounding out the top 10. We're discovering things up here in the tower today. Again, your top 10 at unofficial. We're looking at Robbie Smith at 11th, Jeremy Parsons 12th, Jeffrey Stewart in 13th, Jeffrey Pawicki 14th, David Furno rounding out the top 15 to race number 8 on the track, 85, 9 to 11, limited class off and rolling now. We'll try to get you an early leader on this. Wow, look at this, and another barn burner starting right from the very beginning of this one, my friends. We have got the number 13 out front. Or is that the 113 Chase Anderson on the Yamaha, backed by Yamaha EDR Performance and Atlas Motorsports. And I believe it was the 930 of Seth Dennis out of Manola, Florida, KTM Orange Brigade rider in that number 2 spot as they came by the announcers towers. We look out a little further down the lap and nearing the completion of this first lap of racing. Mikey Waynes, looks like it's still a battle up front. It's side by side now.
There's that little split section we were talking about. Look at those line choices. And man, is he rolling right now. Seth Dennis. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. Getting squirrely right there before the finish line, Rodney. They're not done. They want more.
Shut the door, but man, I tell you, he's knocking again, and he put his shoulder on it on the outside. Seth Dennis takes over the lead now from that early leader, the 113 Chase Anderson. Anderson now in that Now it says 360, maybe Canyon Richards. But anyway, Jace Baker back there. Jaron Jones also here with us. Will Caniguire, Colby Lassar, Brady Olson, and also Gunnar Akaila, Luke Brown, and Caden Weisenmeyer are your top 10. Now we're going to have a couple of divisions of these 85, 9 to 11-year-olds, and the way that's going to break down in this limited class is we've got 3 divisions. We'll take the top 11 from each, and then we'll take the top 2 from 2 contests. And that should give us about what we're looking for there. But right now it's Seth Dennis, man, really laying down the law there on that first lap of racing, and seeming and appearing to do the same thing here on lap number 2. So that is Dennis, and I believe I'm going with, again, that 13 of being the 113 Chase Anderson, Canyon Richards in third aboard the 316, if I'm reading that back right. Jace Baker would be fourth. Will Caniguire then would be fifth. But again, that is all unofficial right now, and that's what we're watching. I'm watching the battle back there, trying to see who that third place rider is. If that's the 278, we are, I think, in the right realm, and I believe that is the case right now. So that is Canyon Richards in third. Timing and scoring is telling us right now that he is second, but we're not seeing that 113 of Chase Anderson. He is the one sandwiched in between the 930 of Seth Dennis and the 278. Or no, there's the 316 Richards in the third place position. I'm second guessing myself. There's a split section that Mikey was talking about, and no big changes this time around, Mikey. But wow, these front runners are really starting to stretch it out from the rest of the field right now. We see Caniguire back there, Lesser, Brady Olson, all holding on to the top 5, 6, 7 positions. But wow, Dennis, Richards, and also that 113 machine we've seen up there of Chase Anderson really putting some distance between themselves and the rest of the field right now.
Jace Baker drops from third into that number 4 spot, so the 708 Husqvarna able to get around him into that number 3 position. I mean, I gotta say, that 930 of Seth Dennis, he looks very, very comfortable out there, like he's just ripping and having some fun.
Well, Dennis, brought to us by our friends at KTM Orange Brigade, Fox, Dunlop, Scott, Twisted Development, also Nost, Pro Taper, Alpine Stars, and the good friends at FMF. He's an 11-year-old, so I'd say this is probably his final year in this 85 9 to 11 class. But wow, really putting an exclamation point on it when you look at it from that standpoint. All right, just got the official word coming in. We will race through race number 14, Mikey Waynes, and we will begin tomorrow's racing with race number 15. So you can mark that down on your calendars. If you are race 15, you will not be racing. You will be today. You will be racing first thing tomorrow. Race 15 will be our first race tomorrow. We will go through sighting laps at 7:30, I think is what it is in the program, if I'm not mistaken. And then as soon as sight laps have concluded, we will get into, of course, right into the Supercross qualifiers, picking up with race number 15. We're planning on running through race 14, and then race 15 will pick up bright and early tomorrow morning on your Monday sight laps at 7:30. We'll do opening ceremonies after sight laps and right into Supercross racing. Chase Anderson now back to the number 3 spot as Richards has gotten around and is laying chase himself to Seth Dennis for that number 1 position here on our FMF last lap of racing. Final turns we go. And actually, I looked at timing and scoring, and I look out here visually. It is still Chase Anderson in second. We got that. We know that visually. Anderson is second. It will be Canyon Richards in third. They both finished behind Seth Dennis, a 9:30, a 1:09.555 on the last lap. His fastest lap, a 1:09.402, which was not the fastest lap. Actually, Chase Anderson turned the fastest lap with a 1:05.919 is the word that we're getting right now. That is kind of unofficial right now, but basically right now we're looking at the top 11. Dennis Anderson, Richards, Ken Aguirre, Colby Lesser, Brady Olson, Caden Weisenauer, Jace Baker in 8th, Luke Brown in 9th, Alex Colley in 10th, Gunnar Haikila in 11th. That would be your final transfer spot. Again, this 85 9-11 limited class, 3 divisions of 11, 2 LCQs with top 2 coming from each one of those. Into the 85 9-11 division number 2 now. Mikey Waynes, they are off, and it is the number 40 out front.
Caden Dudley out in front. Already got some space in between him and first.
Yeah, and already got a lot of changes back in that second, third, and fourth place positions. We now see, I believe that was a 71, maybe, Eli Gross, who was like in 4th place when he went by me here at the announcer's tower and had moved up to 2nd, if I saw that right, coming out of that turn into that first bowl turn, that Thor bowl turn there. And we'll see if that's going to be the case. They get closer to the finish line. Look at this battle coming at us for 2nd place. I believe it is still the number 40 of Caden Dudley out in the front of this one. Eli Gross in 2nd on the 71. Drew Adams is 3rd. Brennan Harrison in 4th. Landon Gibson 5th. Brody Barth in 6th. Christopher Harrison 7th. Jonathan George in 8th. The 444 of Wyatt Duff is 9th. 10th place Alan Holmes. Your final transfer spot, Cole Lute on the 209. Still got some time to go though. Ronan Thomas is 12th. Parker Benitez in 13th. Landon Whitney 14th. Gage Dunham rounds out your top 15. And picking the action back up on this one, Mikey, man, I tell you, there is some distance starting to open up between 2nd and 3rd, but wow, there's a lot of good battles going on through this entire top 10, well, through the entire field right now. Gross and Adams back there in the battle for 2nd the last time around. That has changed up just a little bit. Now Adams and Brennan Harrison's battle seems to be lightening up some as we near the completion of this lap. So things are really changing up as we near the completion of lap 2. Will there be a lot of position changes?
Adams now out in front, is able to get around Caden Dudley into that number 1 spot. So there's your first lead change here in this moto for these 85s.
Dude, there's so much racing going on. I was watching clear back in 8th place. That's how far back I was watching. Adams and Dudley going at it that way. Adams, good call on that. Adams out front, Dudley in 2nd. Eli Gross in the number 3 spot. Gibson and Clark Robbins. Awesome. I take pictures every Frisch's Big Boy I see. I take a picture of me standing beside it and email it to Mikey Waynes. Look at this battle up front right now, folks. This is the 71 of Eli Gross now under pressure from, I believe, Landon Gibson, the 723. This is the battle for the number 3 spot that we're watching on screen. We got one rider down in the track out there. Some medical attention going to that. Looks like he's getting up under his own power, but a little help from the medic out there. But one of the best medic staffs you're going to see in the business here at Gatorback Cycle Park. We have a great one at Loretta's. We have a great one here and at all of our amateur big events like this. But yeah, you got to tip your hat to these guys here at Gatorback Cycle Park and the hard work that they put in as far as the medical attention. And it is still going here. Again, the top 11, we have 3 laps down. 107.5 is the fastest lap that we've seen thrown out so far by Drew Adams. Caden Dudley and Gross Landon Gibson in 4th, then Clark Robinson 5th, Brody Clark is 6th, Brendan Harrison in 7th, Christopher Harris is 8th. Christopher Harris, a former Texas top off-road racer. He was a top off-road racer, won everything he could as a youth rider in the Texas off-road world, and decided to go motocross racing. Met him this summer, Mikey Waynes, at Loretta Lynn's. A great family down there, no doubt. I think I'm supposed to have Thanksgiving dinner with these people.
Oh, that's nice.
They invited me at Loretta Lynn, so I hope they remember that they invited me. We got Alan Holmes in 9th. We got Parker Benitez in 10th. And Wyatt Duff is your final transfer spot right now. Cole Luke just outside the bubble with 1 lap to go.
That number 300 of Drew Adams out in front, man. Fastest lap time of the day, that 1 minute and 7 seconds. Might I add, Rodney, the only Kawasaki out there on the track right now.
Really?
Out in front.
Wow.
Your one green Kawasaki.
Well, I'll tell you what, the boys over the Team Green have got to be pumping the Team Green fist pretty hard today then to be able to go against these guys. As the lonely Kawasaki rider, boom, and the fastest rider on the racetrack as he captures the checkers, Drew Adams on board the number 300 in division number 2. And Adams out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, is a Kawasaki-backed rider, backed also by MotoX, Dunlop, Bell, Renthal, and Answer, and of course, got our friends at Pro Circuit. Our top 11, Adams, Dudley, Eli Gross, Landon Gibson, Clark Robbins, Brody Barth, Harrison, Christopher Harris in 8th, Alan Holmes in 9th, Parker Benitez in 10th, and looks like Wyatt Duff will take that 11th and final transfer spot for the 2nd division. 11 more to transfer Mikey Waynes from the 9 to 11 division 3 of these 85cc riders.
Woo. 3 divisions, 85. We have no shortage of 85s, man.
None whatsoever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I see. Total number of 84 riders in this division. Narrowed down to the top 38 for the Supercross main.
So there's a lot at stake for these guys. All 3 divisions, they've got something out there to go out and earn.
Dude, I tell you, if you can make the Supercross main, I think you're doing something.
Yeah.
And then I guess you can start putting some pressure on yourself about doing well with the main event. Right now, it's just a matter of getting to the main event. This qualifying process, it may not be as easy as what folks may think. You got to remember, hey, you know, you've got some 30, 40 other guys that are on the starting line thinking the exact same thing that you are, and you've got a short race to try to get things done, and starts are very critical. This racetrack has changed up a little bit. A lot of riders are new here. They don't know what gate picks to get. They don't know where to go as far as the first turn is concerned. So starts are very critical out here. If you get pushed out or you get a bad jump off the gate, man, that could really take your race complete. I mean, that could ruin your entire race week.
Yeah, you nailed it right there. Taking a look at that little recap, that 85cc class that was just out there. Landon Gibson ended up in the 4th spot. Megawatt actually pointed out, he said, man, look at that fastest, not the second fastest, I should say, a 1 minute and 8 second lap time. So, yeah, maybe the 4th place finish wasn't where he wanted to be. He wanted to be that top spot or at least top 3. But you got to look at that and think, my speed is there. When I come back out here, I got to feel pretty good about this.
Well, that right there, that exactly. That's going to give him the confidence that he's going to need, and hopefully a better start will put him in a better position at the beginning of the Supercross mains. But right now, getting ready to go down to Division 3, 27 riders in this one. The number 4 of Lincoln Bischoff. The number 20 is Chase Engelwitz. The number 28, Nathan Hummel. 32, Lucas Stresnacki. 36, Danny Miner. 46, Maxwell Holm. Number 50, Madden Jones. Number 70, Hogan Mims. Number 80, Garrett Reeves. Number 91, Austin Meads. Number 92, Everett Clark. Number 99 is Aiden Bailey. The number 100, Travis Johnsmeyer. 105, Franklin Boucher. Number 211 slash will be Wyatt Bass. The 211, Eli Wolf. 213, Robbie Goad. Number 226, Ryder Miller. 314, Kane Bolasina. 365 is Nicholas Frazier. 419, Deacon Dino. Number 425, Tucker Zimmerman. Also Braden Kuparik. The 551, Lucan Hecker. The 577, the 611 of William Sokol. The 833, Rocco Baroni. And the 916, Blaine Alsop. And as we pick up the action here in Division 3, race number 10, it is the 92 machine of Everett Clark. Clark out of Lehigh, Utah on the elevated plumbing FXR Bell and Micah Metals backed ride.
Nathan Hummel right behind him, the number 28 machine. And fighting for position. Looks like he may have gotten around him right there going on the outside.
I believe Hummel does take over that lead now, so we have a flip-flop already in the early part of this one. But as the story goes, Mikey Waynes, he's not going to give up that easily as they're side-by-side coming out of that next section. But this option lane here may give favor. No favors given to anyone there. They're still side-by-side.
That's good stuff. This little split section here, love that. Love seeing how that's going to play out throughout the rest of this week for these guys.
It's going to change. One lane's going to be faster for a few motos. The other lane's going to be faster. It's going to depend on the rider as well. But you're right, it is going to be very interesting. Everett Clark getting credit for the first lap lead. He and Hummel going back several different times, and they're doing it again. They're back and forth again. Bass in the number 3 spot. William Sokol in 4th. Kane Bolasina in 5th. Frank Boucher in the number 6 spot. Tucker Zimmerman, Deacon Dino, Hogan Mims, Danny Miner rounding out the top 10. Nick Frazier is 11th. Who's out front now, Mikey?
Everett Clark out in front. Got he's working on about a second lead right now. So it's not much, but it's definitely there.
Well, if you saw them, they went by the finish line, .216 separated. Clark had the advantage. Nathan Hummel, though, on that stretch right past the finish line, actually pulled back out ahead of him for just a split second. This is going to be a good one if these guys keep going at it the way they are, taking away from what's going on behind them, because we got another good one. Look how close second is. Second, third, and fourth. Wyatt Bass, William Sokol, Kane Bolasina, 2:11, 6:11, 3:14. There is about a second to separate, a second and a half to separate those three, which is about the distance between first and second. Now it looks like third of Wyatt Bass has stretched things out, but it is third and fourth of William Sokol, Kane Bolasina now going at it for the 4th place position.
That's about the tightest race going on out there right now, Rodney. Those top 3 guys starting to put some distance in between not just themselves, the rest of the pack, but each other.
Bolasina up to the number 4 spot. Sokol in 5th. That is Franklin Boucher remaining steady in 6th. Making some gains out there. Deacon Dino and Nick Frazier in the 7th and 8th place positions.
About a 4-second gap right now in that lead.
Wow, that's
it keeps going back and forth though. Now he's getting a little distance between him and second.
All right, so 4 seconds. We saw just under 2 seconds there at the conclusion of lap number 2. So here on lap number 3, things are really starting to open up, nearly doubling across this front section, as Mikey Waynes was pointing out, and I think we may be looking at that on the back section as well, as that is really starting to open up quite a bit into the final sections just before the finish line turn. It is still Everett Clark, Nathan Hummel, Wyatt Bass still back in the number 3 spot, and the battle waging for 4th. I think finally was Bolasina. Yeah, Bolasina finally going to win that one out over William Sokol. Sokol resting easy back in 5th right now with Boucher, Dino, and Frazier not far behind them. That's where it's starting to heat up as well. So, yeah, I mean, it just keeps going back. It was really hot at the front of the pack, and now it just keeps going back through the top 10, how tight things are.
That number 6'11" of William Sokol, man, he's got to start getting on it. He's got some company behind him trying to close that gap up on him. See if they can make it happen. Everett Clark in control of this one. Fastest lap time out there for him was at 1 minute and 10 seconds. He's coming off a 1 minute and 11 second. So seeing some good consistency out of that number 92 KTM.
Clark, hey, Frenchie, by the way, just raced a GNCC, the Buckwheat 100. Mikey Waynes and I were just talking with him there just a moment ago, and he said he got 110th overall. Is what he got
at the GNCC.
He said he got a flat on the last lap, but he said he rode better. And said he rode better with the flat tire than he did all day.
His mind was probably more on that tire than it was dodging trees. It probably helped.
Well, I tell you what, nothing dodging here. White flag is out. We're looking for checkers here. Everett Clark, Nathan Hummel, Wyatt Bass, Kane Bolasina, and William Sokol, your top 5. Those have pretty much been the same top 5 throughout the the whole race of these guys. It's just changed up a little bit, stretched out, tightened up, and things of that nature. But we'll see checkers coming out here in just a moment. There's your leader on screen. The Mini O's 2020 hashtag, also hashtag Gatorback, and just plain old hashtag Mini O's. Our FMF final lap here as we're looking at Clark, Hummel, Bass, Policina, and so-call your top 5. Dino in 6th, Deacon Dino 6th, Franklin Bauscher in 7th, Nick Frazier 8th, Hogan Mims in 9th, Madden Jones 10th, Tucker Zimmerman appears. He's got a 4-second lead over 12th place right now, so he should be able to take that one home for the final transfer spot, Mikey Waynes.
Congratulations to Everett Clark sealing the deal on that one, and Nathan Hummel wrapping up that number 2 spot, and Wyatt Bass rounding out that top 3. Coming up next, going to be that women's 12 plus division number 1.
What, division 1? Are you telling me we've got more than one division? Well, it says division 1. Oh, okay. I think they all say division 1. We got 34.
My apologies.
We got 34 riders today. I was getting pretty excited because I was thinking, wow, this will be a first division races for the women's class.
You know what, though? I got to be honest, and I know it's this way in Moto, too. We talked about it a lot at the GNCC's off-road, how much the women's class has grown, amateur, pro level, and I think we're starting to see that in Moto as well. It's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a resurgence of the younger generation. Girl now starting to make their way into, I guess, the women's or girls classes. Now this is women's 12 plus. Riders like Melissa Brock, Lauren Drion, Jessica Jeffrey, Megan Gagnon, Kylie Stallings. I'll tell you what, 172 out front. You're not going to forget this name for sure. Hannah Hodges on the Moto Shop Troy Lee Design back Husqvarna. Other riders include the number 30 of Jordan Jarvis, Katie Benson out there on the 28, Taylor Allred, the 34, the 35 of Melissa French, the 38, Aurora Schellman. And the number, on the 38, the 45 of Haley Vasiliso, 46 Andrea Barnett, Alicia Gongol, the 49, Carrie Wilson, the 52, Zaya Ziganti, the 54, Lena Randolph, the number 60, the 68 of Adeline Malcolm, the number 71 of Allison Benedict, and the 71 of Jalen Wright. Got 2 71s, it looks like. Jenna Jansen, the 72, and the 74, Hannah Sipe. Also 75, Reagan Fowler. 98, Valentina Galaz. The 115, Brianna Sheltema. The 159, Morgan Johnson. Also looking at the 172, Hannah Hodges, the early leader, Sissy Livingston, the 229, the 386, Jenna Schultes, 445, Shelby Rowland, 463, Heather Moore, 615, Cassidy Gayetti, 805, Catalina Abaruza, and the 813 of Ignacio Riveros. Hannah Hodges out front, Taylor Allred, Jordan Jarvis, your top 3 with Valentina Galaz in 4th, Shelby Rowland in that number 5 spot. Shelby Rowland and Katie Benson also with some GNCC racing experience, so Mikey Waynes will recognize them along with Jordan Jarvis, who is also racing GNCCs in the past couple of years. Kylie Stallings out with us as well. See Stallings in the number 7 spot. Hey, I've got a iPhone here that has been found. Looks like Javi's trying to get a hold of you. And you got plenty of other notifications. Number 72, number 66. If you happen to have lost your phone, Javi's trying to get a hold of you. We got your phone up here in the announcer's deck. 2 laps of racing complete now. Hodges still out front, starting, well, you'd think take command of this, but when you look, hey, .933. No surprise if you've watched any of the amateur racing and the majors or even the amateur national this year or in years past, that you're going to see great battles with riders like Hannah Hodges, Taylor Allred, and Jordan Jarvis. Those 3 riders all about 1 second apart when they came through the finish line at the end of lap 2.
And you're watching Katie Benson out there. Katie Benson running a 108, a little faster than Valentina. So Benson should be in the mix too. She's been doing a lot of these other amateur races, Ponca. She's been out west to Cal Classic. She's another contender right up there with the top 2.
Well, I'll tell you, I really seen a fire get lit under Katie Benson this summer at Loretta Lynn's. When she did so well at Loretta Lynn's, it really changed everything. I mean, she was doing well before she got to Loretta Lynn's. but the confidence that she gained at Loretta Lynn's and since then is second to none. As you can see, it's already got her up to a 4th place position. She is around Valentina Galaz now into a top 4 spot. She's right behind Taylor Allred. Now about 5 seconds, but look at that 3-way race we've got up front between Hodges, Jarvis, and Allred, the one that I was talking about just a few moments ago.
And it's really starting to shake up a little bit. You got Hodges now making a move around. Aldred, oh, Hodges a little squirrely over there, but she still got missile lock on your leader, Hannah Hodges.
Jordan Jarvis back in that number 2 spot on the Kawasaki number 30. That is Taylor Allred in 4th. Katie Benson now into the number 5 spot. A 5-second gap back to there, but we're, again, still can't take your eyes off of this front battle.
Here comes Jarvis to the inside. Jarvis now moves around. Hannah Hodges now drops to the outside. They're right in the center field. Oh, what a nice triple over. And Hodges now fires back at Jordan Jarvis. Oh, it looks like they make a little contact, but Jarvis now able to take the lead. And here comes Hannah Hodges.
Well, I'll tell you what, watching these girls battle out here like this and the way we see them go at it each and every race that they line up against each other, if this was the Old West and these ladies were dueling like they would be dueling, it would be a duel at high noon every race at the gate dropped. I mean, this is the kind of battles you get out here. It is nose to tail like this.
When you get an invitation, open invitation, you're going to draw the best in the business out there to go to war and do battle out here. And you can see right now Jordan Jarvis making hay while the sunshine on the white flag lap, looking to get this win.
Allred now, look at this. She's pulled up to, she's still right there. Allred, oh. Allred not far. All you got to do is watch what's going on between Jarvis and Hodges. If these two girls get together, Taylor Allred could get the gibby on this one today.
Well, Jarvis, Hodges tried to go around the outside, and Jarvis went up ever so gently, carried her up to the very top and let her down, but solidified her position.
One turn to go. Can Hodges hang on to this one? Jarvis in the number 2 spot. She'll follow her through. And here comes Taylor Allred, not far behind in 3rd. Look at that. You can throw a blanket over these ladies. 0.932 between Jarvis and Hodges back to 2nd, and 0.739 back to Taylor Allred, who turned a 1:08.083. One of the fastest laps. Well, the fastest lap on that last lap for sure. We see Katie Benson will check it in 4th, right around 5 seconds. Behind that battle, Valentina Galaz in 5th, Shelby Rowland in 6th, Kylie Stallings in 7th. In 8th place, Ignacia Riveras. 9th place, Adeline Malcolm. And rounding out your top 10, Jessica Jeffrey, the number 12 KTM pilot here in race number 11. Once again, folks, reminding you we will only be going through race number 14. After race 14, we will be calling it a race day. We've got chapel services coming up here at 5:30. That'll be at the Thor tent over here, so I want to make sure you join us over there for that. Don't forget some opening ceremony stuff, I believe, coming up tonight. And Bryce Mulder will be performing on stage around 7 o'clock. So we got a whole great list of great things going on. Again, church services at 5:30. Right now, though, it's Masters 50 plus, West.
Here they come, and it looks like Earl the Pearl Name might be in there, but you can't count out James Nagy, Mike Treadwell, the brawler. And there's your leader out there, John Gruey. Of course it's
full force today. Does not want to leave anything on the table or on the racetrack. All the way from Rockford, Michigan, that Team Babbitt's Online Kawasaki, Team Green Rider backed by Fox Dunlop and FMF. Man, just like deja vu. Every time you see him out there, he gets out there and gets things a-rolling. Other riders out here, we see Jack Brown. We see that's the 001. We got the number 3, Daniel LaPlaque, the number 7, Rick Custer, the number 9, Mike Treadwell, the 11, James Nagy, the 14, Wayne Powers, the 18, Matt Kempa, 23, John Sigamondi, 26, Brian Smimber, Barry Karsten on the 31, Kenny Blackwell, the 34, the 69, Hugo Font, the 71, Charles Lanza, the 82, Earl May, the 104, Ralph Bentley, 168, Wayne Handley, 196, Troy Asamani, 222, Gustavo Peregrini, 790, Raymond Bergeon, and 930, little baby Galen Dixon.
Top 10 looks like this. Galen Dixon now in 8th. You got Blackwell, Bentley, May, Assiman, Carson, Treadwell, and John Gruey out front. And you got to give it up for old Galen Dixon. He's from up there in Pennsylvania, so he's a fixture down here, but he's got a lot of work to do if he's going to take that spot away from Gruey.
There you go. There you go. Gruey again out front. Treadwell. Barry Karsten back in the number 3 position. Barry having some very solid rides this year at Loretta Lynn's as well. You know, the 2020 season certainly a little different than what it has been in seasons past and years past, but man, the hard work paid off for so many folks once again, and John Gruey seeing the hard work paying off heading into this Thanksgiving week of racing as he checks in with lap number 2 complete, a 1:08.111 with Mike Treadwell about 2.22 seconds behind him, and Barry Karsten another 1.3 in the number 3 spot. Troy Isamani in 4th. Earl the Pearl May rounds out your top 5. Little baby Galen Dixon now from 8th to 6th places. He's making some waves out there, as Wes King says, making hay while the sun shines, but the only sun that's shining is the fact that he's moving up through the pack right now. Ralph Bentley, the 104 at 7. Kenny Blackwell in 8. Charles Lance at 9th. And Rick Custer, Grandpa Rick Custer, rounds out your top 10.
Well, here we go again. One more time around. John Gruey making it happen. But you got Jack Brown, Bergerman, Hugo Font out there. Brown, Hadley, and Kempa all rolling in the top 20. Gruey still out front, so it's going to be Gruey now. It comes through that, completes another lap out here. It's going to be Gruey, Treadwell, and Barry Karsten. So Karsten looking pretty good out there. Don't count out Barry. Barry. Great job out there. I'm going to give it up. Mike Treadwell, do not tread on me, Treadwell.
And you're not going to.
No, you can't.
You run up on that face, you're going to go the other way anyway.
There he is right there. A surly veteran.
He's still looking pretty tight, though. 2.4 seconds. No. 2.4 seconds back in the number 2 spot. Barry Karsten, 2.2 seconds back in the number 3 position. There's Jeff Hines in with us, and we're going to check things in here. There's baby Galen Dixon, little baby Galen Dixon in 6th place. He moved up from 9th place on lap number 1, I believe. Gruey still out front. Treadwell still in 2nd. We have 1 lap to go as the white flag is out and our FMF last lap underway as John Gruey in a host of lap traffic right now is able to weed his way through there. And here comes 2nd and 3rd now, including Treadwell and Karsten right on top of each other.
Leader. Coming up next on the docket, we're gonna have our TVD Pro Sport Division 1, Division 2, and I think those 2 races are gonna wrap up our day here, Rodney.
So, yeah, I think you're right. Division 1, Division 2. We'll wrap it up. We'll start with race 14 coming up, or race 15 coming up tomorrow. We will race through race 14. Race 15 will be our first race coming up tomorrow. And right now, John Gruey winning his first race of the week so far. With less than a lap to go, he's worked his way through the majority of the lap traffic. It's just now a matter of about 2 turns and a handful of jumps, and John Gruey has got first gate pick when it comes to the Masters 50-plus class.
He's making hay while the sun's shining. Rodney, the old bed sheet goes down, and out comes the checkers. And John Gruey's going to win this heat race. It's going to be Gruey, Treadwell, and then Barry Karsten. And those guys are going to call it a day here. And the 2020 Thor Mini O's presented by Pro Circuit. Live coverage brought to you by Dunlop. Now we're going to look for our VP hole shot, and we're going to check out who's out there in 250 Pro Sport Division number 1.
Number 12, Christian Fernandez. Also the number 14, Greg Tate. The 18, Furman Cisamar. The 24, be Garrett Hoffa. 28, Chad Phelan. The number 32, Caden Amorine. Number 53, Christopher. 57 to be Corey Rogers. 72, Andrew Adamick. Also the 70, Riley Ripper. We got James Harrington, the 77. Jake Masterpool, the 78. The 117, Aaron Contra. 164, Ryder McNabb. 173, of rebranded Scherer. 217, Aiden Nyland. 229, 66 to be Brett Greenlee. 269, we got Corey Karsten, the 281. The 298, Walter Benitez. or is that Benitez? Benitez, and we still got 316 Ty Freehill, also 329 Matt LeBlanc, Hayden Hafner, Vince Lahody, Justin Martinez, Mason Humphrey, Matthew Hubert, Brandon Peterson, Max Bowen, Slade Smith, KJ Usselman, Luke Purdue, and who's out front, West Coast?
We got Keystone Thompson, turn number 1. We got a little bit of carnage. It's getting sorted out. But right now, the 329, it's going to be Matt LeBlanc out front. LeBlanc looking good. Oh, yeah, he was just up here giving me the business, and that guy said, Wes Kane, I'll talk to you a little bit. I got to go try to win a race. You go, Matt LeBlanc. I'll see you in the shoe department at J.C. Penney's. So it's going to be Matt LeBlanc with a quick snap out of the gate. LeBlanc and the 647 will check him out, but LeBlanc out front. LeBlanc looking pretty good out there. And I believe the 647 is Matthew Hubert. But here comes the number 18 ride. And that's going to be Veneman Shizamara. Looking pretty good. You know that Shizamara character, don't you?
Yeah, man. Been making his way right here for quite a while now. One of the MPF riders. Doing a good job. Picking up the pace. You can bet he's here for the long throw. Got a good start out there, but of course the guy we were talking about earlier, Max Bowen. Bowen determined some of the fastest lap times out there earlier. While he didn't get the start, he's busy right now on the move. Keep an eye on Bowen. Currently sitting at 4th spot, Wes Kane. Jake Masterpool out of Texas, a top 5 start right there for the KTM mounted rider. Jake trying to close the gap and make his way up on the rear fender of Bowen. He knows Bowen set one of the faster lap times out there in the practice, so should be able to make their way to the front. Starting to bottleneck up in there, but you're right. LeBlanc continues to lead him out, and he's got a nice gap.
LeBlanc looking good out there. Now Bowen gets around our 2nd and 3rd place rider. And now there's Jake Masterpool jumping up into the dance.
Yeah,
welcome to the show.
Yeah, that's right. Can't help see the rider in Texas. He's got a lot of room right there. Used to racing in Texas. Looks to charge right up in there. Stylish rider. Put some nice laps together for you. Look for him to get the ball rolling. Currently sitting in that top 5. And you know he's got plenty of gas in the tank. Looking to charge to the front.
Right now it's all about Matt LeBlanc coming down the front straightaway. It's LeBlanc, and here comes Bowen.
Man, that Rockstar Yamaha mounted rider out in front. Probably pretty glad that he is out in front as Bowen has in his elk in the deal. And he'll make the passes up to the front pretty quick. So, unfortunately, carnage right there in the corner may have caught one of our top riders. LeBlanc already free and clear, but it's going to be costly for the rest of the competitors.
And Bowen now, Maximus Bowen broke through that little fracas. So now it's still going to be the number 329 of LeBlanc and the 711 of Maximus Bowen.
You're right, but Shizamara able to make some time through there. They had the flags up. He comes through there clean. Nice run for him. Matt Hibbert, a nice run as he's off and running. Masterpool still holding on to that top 5. And we'll go back to the 6 through 10 lineup.
Masterpool now is trying to make a breakaway. He's working on a 3rd place rider. And there is Matt LeBlanc out front and Bowen in 2nd.
Oh, the heat of the pace right there going to cost the KTM mounted rider. He goes off the side of the racetrack. That's going to be Vincent Lahoi. We'll try to get him back up in there. And then Freehill now on the move. He's trying to just circulate around the top 10.
Brandon Peterson now back and forth. Schmidt, Smith, Lahubby, and Fernandez right around the top 10. But take us back to our leader, Jeff.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Matt LeBlanc doing a great job for you out there as he starts off this next lap. Posting the fastest lap in lap number 2. Still has the wide open racetrack to keep that Yamaha on the rails.
I'm watching a 32 ride of K. Nammer right now, a Loretta Lynn champion in his own right, making hay while the sun shines here, doing a great job in 6 in his Stupidity Pro Sport.
You know, all that guy needs is a little bit of room right there, and he's going to make his way to the front. He's been putting the training in. He's not afraid to run up front with anybody.
I'm just wondering if Maximus Bowen still has enough time to try to reel in our leader, the 329 of LeBlanc.
You know, if he had a bullseye on his back, it didn't show for posting the fastest lap time out there. He has stood with the test of time. He continues to track down our leader, but LeBlanc, no mistakes out there for the Yamaha mounted rider. Look at the lead he's built, Wes.
LeBlanc looking good out there, but the battle is back there. I'm watching. There's a couple of riders now going at it, but these guys are tooth and nail trying to make it happen.
They are at it. And Caden Marinine, as you know now, mixing it up in there, trying to bring the Yamaha up amongst those KTM pilots and make something happen before the sun shines on him and sets aboard those KTM pilots. They're just ahead of him.
Here comes Matthew LeBlanc. LeBlanc looking good. Out front, Maximus Bolin now might still be trying to reel him in a little bit. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Bolin sits just one section ahead right there, so that battle that is good for the third spot continues to rage. Caden Marinine trying to make the most out of it, and Masterful trying to hold him off. He wants to stay up in the podium position and on that top 3 spot. He's certainly got top 3 speed out there on the racetrack. Will he bring it on home? Big John, let my man go. I need my wig man out here.
There he is right there. LeBlanc down the front straightaway, and I'm looking, there's Bolin. Bolin still hanging tough. What do you got? What do you got?
Got Furman Sismar still trying to make his way up in there. He got bumped back right there. He's holding on to the pace. Will he be able to hold on all the way to the checkers? That's coming up quick.
It's only halfway, Jeff. These guys get the cross flags out, so we've still got a few more laps to go in this one to see if Bolin now can still, they look like they're still gapped the same distance.
Yeah, these two guys out in front, but as you said, so many passes still to be made out there as Masterful holds on to that third spot aboard the KTM. Caden Marinine, Matthew Herbert is pouring Karsten now on the move, and Karsten's put some nice mess together. And then Garrett Hoffman, great run for young Garrett Hoffman right up in there in the 7th spot and really carrying a nice lap time.
Christian Hernandez, Hefner, and Hoffman now 7th, 8th, and 9th as this one here is shaped up to be a dandy. A notable out there, Corey Carson. Dad finishes 3rd at the moto earlier, and now the 281 of Carson in the top 6.
Oh, yeah, and we look at our top 10 for you. Great run going on there, moving his way up. Hefner knocking on the door, trying to make that happen. He's turning laps. He and Vincent LaHoy a little bit further back, but no, they need to points in his top 10 in this qualifier.
White flag out now, 1 more to go. This one here is in the final laps of this one.
The 411 of Mont Blanc doing a great job for here. Her lap number 7 with a pretty solid lead. Charged by Max Bolin in the pass quick up to that 2nd spot. Jake Masterpool followed him up to the front. We kind of figured that was going to happen, but a surprisingly strong ride of Caden Marinine, and he'll jump into the 4th spot. We go to the top 5. Matt Hibbert as 6 through 10. Wes Kane, good run right there. Corey Karsten.
I'm not taking nothing from nobody out here, but Matt won this one hands down, and he's got a shoe shopping trip with me to JC.
.250 Pro Sport. Here comes the 2nd gate drop.
Here we go down in the VP hole shot. We're going to check look around and let's see who it is. Oh, look out, is that Thrasher out front?
A couple of guys getting caught together right there. They'll straighten it out, and it'll be the Yamaha pilot.
Levi Kitchens with the hole shot.
Kitchens also another rider setting up super fast pace in his qualifying or in his practice. So no doubt eyes on him, and Levi will deliver a great start.
Kitchens out front with a good snap out of the gate. Now he'll have to go at it in the main event with his teammate. So you can have like 3 star bikes out there. We're watching. Oh, look out. A little competition going on. Wesley Allen now, the 505, wants to get in and dance.
He'll get a good jump up in there. Several riders you want to keep an eye on. You got Cullen Park out there, Zachary Bolkowitz. He's done a great job for you. Tommy Rios, another one to keep an eye on. Just a few guys we want to throw out there. Let you know also Jack Chambers out there, Ryland Smith. Quite a few people to keep an eye on. But again, it's Levi Kitchen with us out of Washington and a great snap.
Here we go, here we go. It is going to be your leader. Here he comes. Oh, Kitchens and Wesley Allen going at it. Kitchens, Wesley Allen, watch out for the 91 ride. Thrasher back in third. Could capitalize on both those riders' mistakes.
And Thrasher immediately wants to pick up the pace right there. Wesley Allen out of South Carolina really putting the work in. He is on fire and will close the gap up on our Yamaha Mounted Rider. He's looking down the barrel trying to take the pass.
Here we go out there. Levi Kitchens out front. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen and bring in Wesley Allen. Allen going to go around the outside. Can he make it stick, Jeff?
He's going to try to triple step it up, and he does. He'll land right there. Won't make the inside line, but he's got a lot of momentum coming from the outside. And Wesley Allen making a bid for the lead.
Wesley Allen's all over Levi Kitchens like a Harry Krishner on a tourist at a crowded airport.
Oh, yeah, and you never want to say this never works out for you. Kitchens trying to hold on to that top spot. He'll do as he goes around the backside. He knows Wesley Allen has got the speed to close up on him and make the pass on a couple of sections of the racetrack.
Like a shark in the water, and he smells blood. Watch out for Nate Thrasher back there watching him go back and forth. We'll see what happens.
Thrasher really melted on that Yamaha right there now. Taking off, runs in that third spot. Certainly got the momentum and the speed to close the gap. He looks to make it a three-way battle up front.
Watch that battle back there for Ford. Jack Chambers is on a roll right now. Jack Chambers running a 103.2. He's right there on the cusp of catching those guys.
Ty Masterpool going to throw a rev around him, and then Tommy Rios knows that you go to the front by watching the fast guys, and he's right up in there as one of them. He's in the top 5. Oh, mistake.
Oh, mistake by Kitchens, and here comes Wesley Allen again.
I can't believe Wesley wasn't able to capitalize a little bit more than that, but Kitchen gets right back up on the gas.
You got to give it up. Watch Nate Thrasher back there with Jack Chambers going at it.
Across the single, that was an opportunity right there for Thrasher to close the gap, but you're right, it's Jack Chambers who's really on the move, keeping on his lap time.
Here they come. Ty Masterpool now, Carter Bees and the rest of the crew. Colin Park now back in 8th.
Yeah, saw Cullen earlier, didn't get that good start, but he's got a lot of momentum and he's starting to close his way. What he is doing is working now. Kitchen, no mistakes right there. There's that wide line around the outside. That's going to work, and that's Ty Masterpool. Masterpool not afraid to try to something new right there, and it is paying off for him. Coming out of his fast charge impact.
Here's your leader one more time. Boom! Wesley Allen pulling the trigger on that. But it's still going to be Kitchens out front. Kitchens, Allen, Thrasher, Jack Chambers with a 4-bike breakaway.
Yeah, those guys are stepping it up. Chambers able to hit it. Ty Masterpool and then Tommy Rios going to follow them across. They're all going to shave a little time on this lap as they're picking on some of these big sections.
Well, watch him now. Thrasher might be in a little trouble. Here comes Jack Chambers. Watch the top 4 with a good breakaway.
Kitchen solid up in front for you.
Allen. Chambers now all over Nate Thrasher.
You are right. Wes Chambers has got the better line. He's going to triple. He's going to be right on his heels on the bull turn. Chambers almost looking to wait for the high percentage pass. Nate Thrasher just ahead of him aboard the Yamaha, trying to hold on to that third spot.
Wesley Allen now back in 2nd. He's coming under the attack of the 91 rider Thrasher right now. Kitchens now out front. Here comes Thrasher.
Kitchen with his dream qualifier. It's going to get double tough when we head to the main event in this one. 250 Pro Sport. Time is running out. Levi Kitchens up in front. Wesley Allen still in that 2nd spot. It's Nate Thrasher holding on to 3rd. Jack Chambers comes out of nowhere, runs up into the 4th spot. Ty Masterpool into the top 5. Rios trying to hang right there with him. And Levi's got a nice gap. Nate Thrasher, the Yamaha Mounted Rider, he may not be done. Currently sits in the 3rd spot. He is trying to make a bid for the 2nd spot.
Rios now feeling the pressure from Colin Park, the 43 ride, and Park trying to go to the inside. Oh, he sets up Rios. Textbook move by Colin Park on Tommy Rios.
Park is making his way to the front, no doubt about that. Rider number 43 pulling the trigger on a number of riders, but time is running out. Here comes your leader, Levi Kitchen, the Yamaha Mounted Rider, going to put another lap under his belt right here, and it's the white flag.
Levi Kitchens. Now, Thrasher now taking another run at Wesley Allen.
Wild action on our FMF last lap. And you are right. Here comes Thrasher. He's laying it all out there on the racetrack for a bid on the second spot.
He's leaving it out there. Hopefully somebody can pick it up.
Levi Kitchen on cruise control. He's going to make his way to the win in the qualifier. Wesley Allen, an incredible charge right there. Still holding off Nate Thrasher as they go to the wire.
Oh, Ryder gets up.
Nate. Whoa! Trigger Thrasher now on the inside. He'll take that second spot away.
Wow. Caboodles right there on the last lap.
Our leader making his way through lap traffic. Levi Kitchen and the checkered flag for the Yamaha mounted rider. He'll win his qualifier in fine fashion.
So it's going to be Kitchens win the win. Nate Thrasher second, Wesley Allen third, Jack Chambers, and then Ty Masterpool.
And that's the top 5 coming through there. A great run. We'll look for lap number 7 for the rest of the riders. Tommy Rios trying to hold on to that 6th spot. That looks like it's going to go to Cullen Park. Then Rios. Then you got Brandon Walter making his way through. Bradley Esper. He'll go to the 9th spot. And it's going to be Carter Beast. Carter Beast, a top 10 ride for the Husqvarna mounted rider. And that's the way we bring home our second qualifier in the 250 Pro Sport. Race number 15 tomorrow morning, folks. That's where we'll pick it back up. Supercross qualifying in the 2020 Thor Mini-O's, brought to you by Pro Circuit.
Well, that's going to wrap things up for RacerTV.com. We want to
That
say
only took
join
10
us again
seconds.
tomorrow morning.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help.
Jeff Hines, Chatterbox, Mikey Wayne, myself, Rodney Top of West Kane. We'll be back with you as well on RacerTV.com. Until then, have a great night, everybody. And for those of us